Yes, my lord.
Rise.
Have you ever danced with the devil? Took a glance at a rebel, had a chance to advance. You are not on my level. You are not my equal. I can pose another sequel. Those that do oppose, I will expose and leave you see through with the spies in my eye. Recognize me as a legend. Refuse to cry and die so I may never get to heaven. I've been yelling and rebelling since the days I was a youngin'. Been a long time coming, I'll be damned if I'm running. Original individual, so I'm living like a criminal. Give it to you food direct, no need to be subliminal. Say a nigga name quick but never to be famous. Put this thing up to your brain and I'll leave you brainless. Got you suckers, ducking knuckles, watch you buckle as I chuckle. I can see right through your heart, you don't wanna start no trouble. Thought I couldn't get it crunk, well hell I beg to differ. I'm far from a punk and ain't your ordinary nigga. Fake niggas, I'm back, the game about to change. I ain't playing games, I'ma put it in your brains. Fake niggas, I'm back, the game about to change. I ain't playing games, I'ma put it in your veins. I'ma break them all, break them all. Let me break them all, break them all. I don't care if you ain't scared, be prepared to take a loss. I'ma break them all, break them all. Let me break them all, break them all. I don't care if you ain't scared, be prepared to take a loss. I can see me leading the legion, screaming in the evening. I had the kids pleading, why is daddy not breathing? See, daddy was a heathen, daddy was deceiving. Told him last season, all I'm needing is a reason. I have no sympathy, consider me a lethal weapon. Remain a mystery consistently, I keep them guessing. With the world on my shoulder, my heart turns colder. Life ain't what you think, before you blink it could be over. Ready for revolution, retribution's a solution. There is no forgiveness as you witness evolution. The world revolves as I evolve, take a stroll through my soul. I don't plan to ever pause or take it easy on my foes. Break them off with a pencil in a simple instrumental. Situation detrimental if you disrespect my mental. This is how I really live, I hope I never have to kill. I represent self-defense, if I have to then I will. Niggas, I'm back, the game about to change. I ain't playing games, I'ma put it in your brains. Fake niggas, I'm back, the game about to change. I ain't playing games, I'ma put it in your veins. I'ma break them all, break them all. Let me break them all, break them all. I don't care if you ain't scared, be prepared to take a loss. I'ma break them all, break them all. Let me break them all, break them all. I don't care if you ain't scared, be prepared to take a loss. I don't wanna beef with anybody, but I'm far from afraid. I'm a grown ass man, ain't no games being played. Better shut your friggin' mouth before I kick up in your house. Forensics at your residence, no evidence to figure out. Wasn't seen, had to see, no if or answer in between. This is what I do to you or anyone who intervenes. I refuse to be a prey, not tomorrow, not today. I'ma be a predator. Hell, there is no other way. Bust your brain if I must. Leave you laying in the dust. Only God understands. That's the only man I trust. The rest of y'all die slow, die with your eyes closed. Talk behind my back, but you can't look me in my eyes though. That's what you call a coward. You can find me down in Broward. Tell me where you want it at, I'll be there in a half an hour. Diamond chains, take them off. Haters, I'ma shake them off. I only deal with the real. All of the rest, I break them off. Niggas, I'm back. The game about to change. I ain't playing games, I'ma put it in your brains. Fake niggas, I'm back, the game about to change. I ain't playing games, I'ma put it in your veins. I'ma break them all, break them all. Let me break them all, break them off. I don't care if you ain't scared, be prepared to take a loss. I'ma break them all, break them off. Let me break them all, break them off. I don't care if you ain't scared, be prepared to take a loss.
Acknowledge me.
Come take a walk through my heart, a stroll through my soul. Being smart from the start, wasn't taught, wasn't told. You could climb through my mind, or fly through my eye. And in time you will find what I rhyme is not a lie. Come take a walk through my heart, a stroll through my soul. Being smart from the start, wasn't taught, wasn't told. You could climb through my mind, or fly through my eye. And in time you will find what I rhyme is not a lie. See you dealing with a vicious mind, heart cold like Christmas time. Every time I write a rhyme, put it all on the line. No need to hold my tongue, hold the mic like you hold a gun. Haters, I'm the chosen one, fakers, I don't roll with none. Don't you ever test my heart, been a rebel from the start. I ain't got time to play no games, I'm too busy playing my part. Keep my mind on my mission, living by my premonitions. Through the world with blurry vision, stressing in high definition. Walking the path unknown to most, the ones that I love, I hold them close. Every rhyme I wrote was dope, no jokes so folks can overdose. I'm legendary, yes I'm very necessary. Plan to be my adversaries buried in the
What's
sun.
up, Straight Talk Society? This is your host Trevor, and I'm back with another episode of Straight Talk with Trevor, the podcast, where no topic is off limits.
Straight Talk Sessions live.
You're gonna acknowledge me.
What's up, Straight Talk Society? This is your boy Trevor, and I'm back with another episode of the Straight Talk Sessions, Man Talk Monday. Just let me know real quick if you can hear me in the back before we bring on the co-host with the most. Let me see where I am. Go to comments, Bob. Yeah, just let me know if you guys can hear me. That's all I'm waiting for. Just need to say, yep. All right. So we all good. So, you know, I can't go it alone. Got to bring in one of my co-hosts, the man, the myth, the legend, Big Mike. What's up, Mike?
What up, though?
I can't call it. What's going on?
Man, I had a good day today. Went to work, and there was literally no work to do, so I just sat around and BS'd all day.
So, before we go on, I emailed Wayne. He probably in a meeting again, but I'm dying to know, like, what does this EXO mean?
You know what? It's actually right after we split and went to different high schools where it hit me. You don't really have no time. It's a name somebody gave me. It was short for Exodus. The person who gave it to me, they believed I had the mentality that would lead to, I don't want to tell it because people will try to use it against me later. I'll tell you off record.
So wait a minute. Don't tell me they got you on some Moses type stuff where you gonna lead the people to salvation.
Pretty much. Thank you for keep going after I said let it go, you big head.
Hey, you can't just bring us out there and then just be like, nah, we ain't getting down like that. Shout out to producer extraordinaire Van Cat in the building. Van Cat, after you talked all that crap about my flowers, I had to cover them. So what do you what? All right, so
hey, I ain't gonna lie. I thought you learned your lesson putting fire in the background last time.
Oh yeah, if Yanga hit the link, then I'll take it down.
Man, that's me rolling.
All right, so we're waiting on Wayne, we're waiting on Kev. Actually, I also sent the link to Jansen because Jansen, let me tell you, Jansen was a huge. What's up, Bones? You can hit this link definitely if you want to. Jansen was a huge hit last week. Like I had people sending me messages, like giving props to Jansen just because he brought that unabashed biblical dynamic, which was all good. I mean, because like I say, we don't discriminate over here, and we're gonna make it do what it do. And the healthy conversation between Mike and Jansen was good, and Yanga and Jansen and everybody in Jansen, Shaka and Jansen. those biblical dudes are very polarizing, man. So you know, maybe he'll show up and tell us why we're all cursed again.
You know what was crazy? But when you had him and the other gentleman, I don't recall his name, the one that you like a lot.
Oh, Reggie.
Right. When you had them two up, I immediately liked him. I was like, yo, this, because the other dude, the dude you liked, he was like, he looked like the popular dude in school. He looked like, well, he looked at him like, oh, this guy's beneath me. Scoff, like he scoffed at him for real. Like, he's like, oh, scoff. So I was like, okay, underdog, I'm gonna roll with you. He seemed like the annoying gnat, like I'm gonna get on you. And then when he started talking to me and he put me in hell for the 5th time, I was like, man, bump you. That's why you the dork in the back of the class. Don't nobody want to play with you. Like, I couldn't help it. I was gonna get on him.
So you got to know, hey, Venkat, if you're available, man, hop on the link too, because we're going to be touching on a lot of mental health tonight too. So a lot of people over here, because they're new to those guys over here. They don't know the backstory. Those two like constantly go at one another on the biblical debate scene. Like they're always bumping heads. Like Reggie went over to Jansen's channel and like mopped them 3 times in a row. So it's a lot of beef there. It's a lot of biblical beef there. So that's why I said that after the debate season is over, they're gonna come over here and they're gonna have that discussion. Speaking of debate season, tomorrow night, as you see behind me, I have the Straight Talk Society sign. Tomorrow night, I need my entire Straight Talk Society behind me. I am in the conference finals. Winner goes to the championship. That's just how it is. It will be me against Investing Out the Blue tomorrow night over on Solar Vision Debate League at 8:00. Rio, who was the number one debater all season, has already punched his ticket. He already punched his ticket. He's already in the championship, and he had a lot of crap to talk about me in the post-debate show, which was fine. Because here's the deal. He deserves to talk that crap. He's a 3-time MVP. He's the odds-on favorite to win the championship. But I wasn't going to engage with him because I still got blue standing in my way. And betting favorites just have blue to demolish me tomorrow night. So we'll see how that goes. So I need the society behind me. My presentation is already ready, locked and loaded. I feel very confident in my position. Y'all know I don't give away none of my debate. I don't give none of my info away ahead of the debate. So if you're looking to know what I'm going to be talking about, you got to show up tomorrow. That's just what it is. And we will be debating for the the chance to go to the championship. Win, lose, or draw. I am leaving it all on the table, and I'm going to give them my everything because, like I told Solar, like I told Angel, nothing has ever changed. I need to be the champion, and that's how it is. Nothing has ever changed. I need to be the champion. The league needs me as their champion because they just need me as a champion. That's how it is. That's it. Because I would display the titles. I would display the championships with pride. They just need is a championship. Like, no, Charmaine, it's a real championship trophy. And the winner gets $1,000. So
I agree. They need you as a champion until I join the league.
Yeah, well, hey, I already put you in the league, so we still, man. No, Venkat, no. Well, I want to get Rio. See, I'm not looking past, but I don't want to look past Blue because I don't want to disrespect Blue like that. Blue is another 5-season vet. Blue is a rapid fire king. So everybody knows. Oh, peace, Lauderdale 95. Everybody knows that my weak point has always been the rebuttal and rapid fire. My last debate, I killed it in the rebuttal round. The rapid fire round is still where I'm kind of iffy there, but I got a game plan that I'm going to win 3 of the 4 rounds, and then it ain't going to even matter. So, that's my plan. I'm going to go in there because my info is solid. I think my argument is 100% hole proof, bulletproof. But the name of the debate is black. This is crazy. Is black male culture the demise of the black community? And I didn't pick this topic. So for everybody that says, oh, Trevor always picks those emotional topics and stuff like that, I didn't pick this topic. Blue picked the topic. and me being the higher seed, I had the right to veto it, but I accepted it. So it's right in my wheelhouse. So I feel like my information is solid enough, and I feel I'm gonna take care of business tomorrow night at 8, and then let's see what happens. So that's that. That's tomorrow night. But tonight we got the flagship show over here on the Straight Talk Society, Man Talk Monday. So it's time to get into some man talk. Peace, E. The link is in the chat if you want to hop up. Lauderdale 95. I know you ain't gonna come up here, but peace. The link is in the chat for anybody that wants to come up. Y'all saw the title, the silent cries from the cave. The silent cries from the cave, and the thumbnail had a man holding his hands over his face. So tonight we're going to be talking about men crying inside of the cave. No, this isn't going to be, well, we don't know, it turns into emotional, whatever, but that's not what it's designed to be. But it's designed to have us have that voice that we so long for. So first of all, Mike, how was your Father's Day? Because Father's Day was yesterday.
I'm not gonna hold you. No presents once again, but a wonderful thing happened. Of course, my baby showed me love. She didn't take me out, but we did lay down and watch Mario Brothers. We got our little cuddle on, got some extra popcorn, sent a picture to her mom, and her mom sent me a happy Father's Day, which is crazy, which is showing how like nurturing and how good the co-P dynamic is working for us, which I'm happy to say is going in a positive direction. I got some love from a lot of people. A couple people missed me, but you know, you don't hold grudges. It's for a day that's not appreciated like it should be. I think we're moving in a positive direction. So mine was pretty good. How about yourself, sir?
Mine was excellent, man. So I got breakfast in bed. So here's the thing, and I'm gonna tell y'all, we're gonna get to the show, but so I was first greeted with breakfast in bed. First of all, they let me sleep to about 10 o'clock, which is weird in this house for me on the weekends because my daughter will be jumping all on me trying to get me up. So they let me sleep to about 10 o'clock. So I was greeted with breakfast in bed, and wifey asked me if I wanted my presents now or after breakfast. So I'm like, no, I'll take it after breakfast. So it's breakfast time. I go out in the family room where they're sitting. So my wife goes in she goes in her office, and my daughter brings out a gift wrapped in tissue paper. So, okay, we all know how Father's Day goes. For Mother's Day, you know, you buy the mom's the extravagant. I mean, she don't care. I don't think she cares for me to say this, but I bought my wife a new computer for Mother's Day. So, you know, but we do that type of stuff. That's what we do. And it ain't because of the day. It's just that's the type of stuff that we do. So, Father's Day, I'm expecting something like, I don't even know what the hell I was expecting. I don't even know, honestly, but I wasn't expecting, you know, it was going to be cute, whatever it was. I expected maybe like a picture frame, a new picture with the family in it from my office or something like that. You know, just something like that. So I see Kev in the back. Yeah, you on, Kev. Just stuff like that I was expecting. So my daughter, I'm sitting on the steps, and my daughter walks up to me with a gift wrapped in tissue paper. And in my mind, I'm like, oh man, this is like arts and crafts, something she made in school. So I opened it, and my reaction, that's why I wish we would have recorded, and my wife should have recorded it. But we're not, you know, I'm trying not to cuss on the show, but I said this, what I said. She gives me this gift, and I open it, and I'm saying to myself, what the F am I going to do with this? It's the WWE 2K23. So I was like, I said, what the hell am I going to play this on? And then my wife goes back in the office and brings this big box out. And the kid in me, bro, I was like, man, like she bought me a PS5, and so me and my wife, we do this, man. We do these things where we just listen out to what one another's saying. Because I knew she needed a new computer because she had been talking about it. So I'm like, all right, Mother's Day coming up, let me go buy it. And she knew that I had been talking about wanting a PlayStation for Madden and stuff like that. Because that's all I play is like fighting games and football games. And she went and got me one. But here's the funny thing: I had one sitting in my Amazon cart that I was going to buy next Friday.
Nice.
It's like,
Flip right on in there.
so I went to her and I'm like, look, delete, delete it right out of there. But yeah, man, it was awesome, man. Because I'm a guy I don't care about electronics and stuff. I don't need the newest gadgets and stuff like that. But I did want a PS5. She bought me one. They got me 2K23 with it. And so this was the funny thing. So, dinner time, at least you could give a father a good dinner or something like that. So she had steak and stuff ready to cook and all that. But I saw that it was getting late, and I'm like, well, you know what? At this point, it's gravy. To hell with it, man. We can go to Taco Bell for all I care.
Facts.
So I'm like, you know what? Let's just go to Burger King. So we went to Burger King for Father's Day, and I had absolutely zero problem with it. What was funny is the way the women were looking at me while we were in there, because they were like, damn, you could tell that look like, damn, this broad brought you to Burger King and you're paying for it. So that was an example of not knowing the context of things, because to them, they just see a dad coming in there buying on Father's Day, buying Burger King for his family, not knowing what had happened a few hours before. So, and if I wanted to, she would have paid for it anyway, but that's neither here or there. But yeah, it was awesome, man. I didn't know them things take so long to set up, man. I've been told me almost an hour today to try to set that thing up, then to download the games and all that craziness. I really didn't get to play it yet. I played the game that came with it, which is so fun. The little Roboto thing, that game that game is really fun. I got God of War and then the 2K23 trying to learn the moves, but I didn't want to get too far into it before we had to start the show, just in case I had to cut it down. But what's going on, Kev?
What's up, y'all? Sorry I'm late.
Oh man, why you breathing so hard? Were you driving?
Yeah, he driving.
Yeah, I'm driving.
Oh, okay.
You know what? I got to take it back. There's the young lady who I guess has an interest in me, and I got gifts today. I just haven't opened them. So it might be a decent Father's Day. She gave me a Father's Day gift today. I haven't really seen it. Oh, bro, Van Cat, I didn't even get to finish it because we had a storm come through last night, knocked the power out, and I had to go to bed for work this morning. So when she get home from soccer, we're going to jump back on Super Mario Brothers. But here's hoping. And the way she wrapped it up, I felt important. Hold on, I'm gonna go get the gift. I want you to see what it looks like.
Oh boy, don't tell me you're gonna be doing an unboxing with us watching, just in case it's something crazy. Kev, you don't have any kids, do you?
I got a dog. That counts.
Like y'all know how I get down. That's why I'm making sure I see it first.
Oh.
Everybody know how I get down. But look at this. I ain't never seen no wrap like this. A nice little box.
Like a bottle of liquor.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's a fifth in here. Little joints hanging off. I thought I was pretty.
No, Van Cat, I'm good. I'm not getting no Xbox. I'm good. One is good enough.
I feel like I should have gotten a PC, or you should have gotten a PC.
Kev, what are you talking to us on?
On my phone. Oh, does it sound bad?
Yeah, well, unless you got some noise cancellation headphones or something that could get the background out.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to wait till I get home.
Yeah, I mean, we could rock out with it now. It's fine like this, but
okay. Well, stay on mute until then.
You gave me a back stretcher.
What is that? What? Oh, hey, we got one of those, and I can't find it because I'm damn sure looking for it. I need that.
Bro, with my job, yes, sir. Especially today.
Yeah, I need that, man. Yeah, Arthur saying it took him eight hours to download everything. Yeah, because if he's still the way that I remember, he's a gamer, so he probably got every game in the world. I definitely want that new Street Fighter 6.
I ain't gonna lie with you.
I'm a
I
Street
don't
Fighter
deal.
fan.
I don't deal with you. You console peasants. I have this wonderment behind me. Only thing I needed from you guys was the Xbox controller. The rest of you peasants can go on with your consoles. I have a brand new computer, and every year or so, I upgrade the GPU. This is my old GPU that I'm putting in my other computer for my daughter. I'm getting a brand new one for me. The joint gonna be about 2 bands, maybe even 3, and it'll be showing graphics and top shelf gameplay that you console peasants have no idea. Continue, please.
And he called me an elitist.
You're a wrestling elitist.
He called me an elitist. So speaking of wrestling, then we're gonna get to the show. We're gonna get to the show. Peace to everybody that's watching. Hope you guys make sure and hit the like button. So speaking of wrestling, this past Saturday, Bones and his family, Zay and his family, and me and my family went to an independent wrestling show Saturday night. And when I tell you that thing was so fun, man, it reinvigorated my love for wrestling, and it's probably going to make me start looking at like companies like AEW in a different light. But we'll talk about that Wednesday, because yeah, you're right, Bones. I don't need no Xbox. I don't need all them consoles because I got to find time to even play this one. But the show was awesome, man. Like, I mean, it was about 200 people in there in a hot warehouse. Every match was a steel cage. It was awesome, man. Like, and so this Wednesday, I know Bones will be there, and hopefully Zay come on. We're gonna break down the entire card that it was from the event. And we're trying to get the promoter to come on, the actual promoter from the event to come on.
I heard they're coming up here next. They're coming up to Port St. Lucie.
Yeah, they'll be in Port St. Lucie Friday.
I might hit that show.
Yeah, if you get a chance to go. CC, it's called CCW, and they call themselves the last territory. There is awesome, man. Like when you listen to Wednesday's show, I'm not even gonna spend too much time on the WWE stuff. We definitely got to talk about CM Punk coming back, but then I'm going straight into that show. I mean, because that's all I want to talk about is that show, because it was awesome. Like to have my daughter there. First she was scared, and then to watch how she ended up completely turning. One of the kids that was with us, one of the wrestlers' blood got her. It was crazy, man. It was an awesome show, man. It made me feel like it was like, man, this is why I love pro wrestling. This is why I love pro wrestling. So everything Vince McMahon doesn't have his hands on, it was awesome, man. Like it was, and I didn't know anybody there. That was made it even better. I didn't even know anybody there, but it was awesome. So that show will be Wednesday. I got my debate tomorrow night. Hopefully I can bring home the W. But now let's officially get into Man Talk Monday. So the name of the show tonight is The Silent Cries from the Cave. The reason I was thinking about this is because Father's Day was yesterday, and then I started to just think about all the things we've seen on social media, and fathers are required to be everything but vulnerable. Like I know Mike and Wayne. Mike Bones is telling you he highly recommends that you go. I know that everybody, Mike and Wayne, we got into this whole argument one time about men being vulnerable and things like that. But let's talk about it from this aspect. Being a man and having to bear the weight of the world in silence. Like we're required oftentimes to we're conditioned to take care of our families, get up, go to work, shut up, don't tell anybody you're hurting. You have medical conditions going on. Just shut up because you can't show weakness. Don't go to the doctor. You had a shitty day. You hate your job. Just shut up. Don't say anything. Just do what you're supposed to do. Be a man. Suck it up and deal with it. Like, that's what we've been taught. That's what we've been taught growing up. And we've carried that on. Now we're 30, 40, 50, 60-year-old men, and we're doing the same thing. We have pains, I can't tell you how hard it is sometimes for me to get up out of the bed in the morning. But we had these pains, and we cry in silence. So first of all, Mike, like what do you think about that? Like the silent cries before I go to where I am really gonna go in this show.
First off, you forgot the cracklings. When you get up, everything pop, new stuff pop, new stuff crackle, new stuff hurt, and then it hurts longer. Oh my gosh. What? And it's like, not only do you have the feeling that you have to keep your, like, if a tear come down, you got to suck it back up in the duct, because if they see the tear, somehow you not a man anymore. You know what I'm saying? It's like, are you crying? The sad part to me is that not only is it something that we know we have to do, but if we say anything about it, then we get told that one phrase: we didn't tell you to do that. But you know you did. Society has. If we don't do that, you can't be who you need to be. If we don't do that, you can't go live your dream or support this and our baby. We have to be the rock. There has to be a rock. We don't get to, man, I don't really feel like being what I am today. I'm going to go to the beach and soak my toes. That's what I feel like doing today. We don't get to do that. It would be awesome. It would be awesome if we got to. It would be amazing if we got to say, yo, real talk, can I vent? Men don't vent. You know what happens if men vent? Women look at you like you out your damn mind. Vent.
Look at this. Oh wow. Look at these two comments here. So Bones says men don't like talking about feelings because it shows weakness and vulnerability. Bones, if you're not at work, I hope you could come on. The link should be in the chat. First of all, I'd say, who taught you that? And the fact that he's much younger. I think Bones is probably like 10 to 11 years. Him and Kev are probably the same age. So much younger than us that here we are in our 40s, and now here you have guys that's not even 30 yet still feel the same way. So guess what's going to happen now? It's still, they just going to keep going on. The never-ending cycle is never going to stop.
I can tell you where it's taught. Ow, I hurt my leg. Boy, stop all that crying. What's wrong with you? Walk that off. And that's not a man thing. That's a world thing. If a woman sees a boy scrape his knee, get your ass up and stop crying. Single mom, get up and stop crying. Dad, get up and stop crying. It's what we're conditioned to be. We're conditioned to be the rock and to get the next generation of rocks. And it's funny because I don't think we realize it until we're dying that, damn, like being a rock all this time, you don't get, when you're a rock all this time, you don't get the sympathy. You don't get the people that care about you. That's why you die first. And that's why you die alone. And that's why you die sad. When mommy dies, everyone's around the bed. You remember Soul Food?
Yeah.
Everybody around the bed holding hands. Not big mama. Not big mama. When that fool with the TV fell, nobody even cared that he fell. It was like the money in the TV. Get this punk out the way. Hey. Because they don't care about us. When we're used up and useless, man, go sit in the corner by your little truck and pretend like you in the car or something. Get out of here. You're done.
So, what's up, Ricardo? Peace, everybody coming. Yeah, you men, man, you welcome to come on. I'm literally sitting here and this is uh-oh, what did I do? Hold on. Wrong thing. I almost ended the damn show.
Well, don't do that.
literally, I'm just sitting here and my eyes are watering up just because I just read what
Yeah.
Venkat put in the chat, so I don't want to miss it. And it's on the screen. He says, "Staying silent and not letting people know how you feel is why my brother is no longer here."
Yeah.
You guys know, sidebar, because that's just what we do. You
Peace,
guys,
Chris.
you guys know how integral Venkat is to the Straight Talk Society. Like it's, I mean, there's no doubt about it. Like I'm literally just the man with the microphone. He does all the behind the scenes graphics. He does all the videos and all that stuff. And you know, when I found out that his brother died, we did a show. We did a show back in 2020 or 2021. This is when I was strictly doing the podcast, and it was right on it was right on Vicious birthday, and I tried to do everything not to ask him what happened, because that's the cliche thing to do. Like, you go to school with this guy, you known this guy since you were a kid. Of course you're going to want to know what happened. But I went into that interview saying, you know what, I'm not going to ask him what happened. And Venkat was basically saying, if you don't let me tell what happened, I'm not going to do the show. Because he wanted to get the word out and let people know what, you know, why his brother passed. So if Venkat, he worked like crazy. So if you want to come on, man, you're more than welcome, because nobody could tell it like you. And it just, like, I'm just sitting here now, and it's just because we're all getting older. And it wasn't until when it really hit me is when I was signing my life insurance policy. Then I sat there and I was like, man, you know what? I said, I'm mortal. Because this whole time as a man, you walking around like, man, I'm invincible. I could do anything. Remember what I used to do as a kid? You know, I used to do this. I could mess with any woman that I wanted to. I could do this. I could do this. I could do this. And nothing ever bothered me. But it's not until you're sitting there signing papers like, hey, in the event that I die, I at least want to be able to have the money to cover my family, because now it's making you think about death. It's making you think about your own mortality. And that, brother, that was a hard pill to swallow, man. Because as men, we always think about our families. Like, we always want to know, like, what could we do to protect our family? We want to make sure that in the event that we're not around, at least they won't have to worry about this, and they won't. But we die in silence. Like we sit there and we have these internal fights within ourselves, and we just die in silence. Kev said he'll be back in. Okay, Kev said he's all good now. Yeah, Kev, you got some. Yeah, because the chat going. I gotta put these comments up. Yeah, but
Oh, yeah,
Kev,
go for it,
you
go
want
for
to
it.
chime in?
Does my mic sound better?
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
All right, cool. Yeah, I think yeah, it's a crazy thing to think about. Your own mortality, and also um the feeling of like people disregarding, you know, your entire being, to be honest. But I also think it's also your fault for surrounding yourself with people who really don't care about you. Um not to say like every situation is like that, but you know, for example, like with me, at one point I was close to being homeless, and you know, I used to reach out to people to see if they can help me out, and you know, a lot of the people I thought were my friends, you know, didn't answer, but the ones who actually did reach out and actually like look for solutions for me, you know, those are the people that I can actually be open with. And you know, I feel like if I went to, even if they're our family, even if I went to those people who disregard me at the time, you know, that's kind of my fault. So you know, although it is like a society thing to where like if you do express yourself, you know, I think it's also your responsibility to say like, yo, like if somebody disregards you, I think it's your responsibility to say like they're a dickhead for like disregarding how you feel, especially if they ask. That's just how I see it.
So Kev, you're young. You're what, 29, you said.
29 and young.
So growing up, we're 80s babies. So we grew up and you'd get hurt and your parents will tell you, suck it up, boys don't cry. How is that in your generation? Like, how was it growing up when you got hurt and stuff like that? Did your parent coddle you, or did they tell you, suck it up, boys don't cry?
Well, I'm Caribbean, so I'm Haitian, and yeah, if you express yourself, they say "such enough him," which means get the hell out of my face. So yeah, I know exactly how you feel, when it comes to that. But at the same time, I had to separate from my parents because that's not the type of environment that's gonna help elevate you. It's only gonna like pull you down. And even though they want to have a relationship with me, I can't see myself going back there because like why would I just put myself to that emotional trauma? So um, and you can kind of like correlate that with a lot of relationships. I mean, like I said in the last show, a lot of people when it comes to marriage, they settle with whoever they can get. I think if your marriage is shitty, then that's your fault, really.
I think Kevin benefits from two things. One,
White
no,
privilege.
real talk. No hate, no hate.
Okay, go
I
ahead.
think you benefit from being in this new generation where everybody is like, talk. We want to hear what you think. We want to, like, before us, we never had that. It didn't exist. I ain't gonna lie. We used to look at dudes like you, like, what you mean talk? What? Like, used to be weird. And you have an advantage because you don't have a family you have to worry about, like your own circular family. Because once you have a kid, it's like the woman that was all about making you happy, the woman that woke up thinking, how can I make daddy feel better, no longer sees you as her light. You just become this dude that she needs to help keep this baby safe. And it changes, bro. That's why I tell people all the time that the child is not the number one. Like, the child should not be the number one for the mom or the dad. The child should be number one for the couple.
Oh yeah.
But you know what I'm saying? But the majority of people in the world think I'm crazy. They think once they have a baby, this child is everything. This is Simba. You know what I'm saying? And they hold it up to the light and they look at the man like, get the hell away from me. Don't touch my baby. Like, women really say that. They say my baby when you just had a baby with them. Like, and guys do it too. So once you get to that place where you have a child, something innate kicks in. And as a man, you know you can't breastfeed. Your job is to make sure that the breastfeeder never has to struggle for milk. That the breastfeeder never has to worry about a roof.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? That the breastfeeder can always plug something in and the appliance works. That's just how, like, you haven't had to get there. And I'm happy for you because, take your time. There is no rush, sir.
Oh yeah, wrap it up.
Put my G. You see what I'm saying? But yeah, I just don't think you benefit from this generation because they really didn't ask us. I think the first person to ask me how I felt was the school psychiatrist in my middle school, and she only asked me because I got kicked out of class for the 5th time.
Mm-hmm.
That was it.
Shout out to Commissioner Angel in the building.
I mean, you say that, but
I was gonna say something to tell her that she got my fate in her hands tomorrow.
Stop sucking up. We gonna whoop that tail.
Yeah. I'm gonna run over that boy with a bulldozer tomorrow.
Hello.
I'm not even gonna lie to you.
I got extra gas.
Shout out to Cliff. If it's a guy showing his feelings, he'll turn into a meme like Tyrese or Jordan.
There is no safe place to show your feelings as a man. The second you show there's a majority of women that's gonna go, man, if this BAN don't stop, I promise. The second you show it, there's a section of women that look at you with disgust. I saw a video about it was an MMA woman, it was a Joe Rogan episode, and she's a fighter, and she was talking about how she was dating another fighter. And the dude was in a fight. He was fighting a dude way better than him. And the dude started catching him with these, I'm talking about vicious joints. And he was like this, like that. And she said, I instantly lost attraction to him. My whole vajayjay dried up and we broke up a week after that. That's how women look at men. So,
Wow.
and men know that. Like men know you show weak. And I don't get me wrong. I know women, and this isn't a man-woman thing. Ladies, I apologize in advance. This isn't a man-woman thing, but biologically, women dry up to weakness in men. It is what it is. It isn't just humans. Look at every animal. You see lions. The one lion that get beat up, he don't get no draws. It is what it is. You know I ain't lying.
Those are animals, though. That's
The
different.
goat, the billy goat that go bow, and then he be like dizzy. He don't get no draws. The shark that can't fight, he don't get no draw. The big bear, he got slapped up by the other bear, no draws. Bears just walk away from. Look at this soft habit, and they just walk the other way. He barely can feed himself. That's nature. Nature is no weakness in man. You better show up, and it's real. I'm not a violent person, but the second something pop off, a different version of me exists. Every man in here knows that. We like to see how we playing on this thing. If something were to pop off and be a different version of us, there's a reason that version exists.
Yeah, Wayne said that he's swamped right now. He's not going to be able to make it.
Big Money Wayne.
So hold on one second. Yeah, he's saying he won't be able to make it on, but yeah. So here's something that I wanna and I wanna. So everybody buckle up on my podcast. I used to do something that I'd give everybody an alert before I do it, and here we are right now. So guess what, ladies and gentlemen, Trevor is going to the Bible.
Holy. 2 in a row.
All right. So I did a show last year called Come Out of Your Cave, which was probably even one of the reasons too why I wanted to do this show. But in it, I used a particular story to do a jump to jump off for my position. So let's go to the Bible. We're going to go to 1 Kings chapter 19, and we're going to talk about the prophet Elijah. I'm not going to read too much, but I want to set this up for you real quick. So 1 Kings 19, verse 4. All right. So it says, but he himself went a day's journey into the wilderness and came and sat down under a broom tree. Should say juniper. I don't know why it says broom, but and he prayed that he might die. They're talking about the prophet Elijah, and said, it is enough. Now, Lord, take my life, for I am no better than my fathers. Then as he laid under the tree and slept, suddenly an angel touched him and said to him, arise and eat. Then he looked, and there by the head was a cake baked. So let's skip that. Let's go to verse 9. And there he went into a cave and spent the night in that place. And behold, the word of the Lord came unto him, and he said, what are you doing here, Elijah? So first of all, people not familiar with that story, it's talking about Prophet Elijah. Prophet Elijah just got finished killing, what was it, like 450 prophets of Baal. So here's one man. This is the prophet Elijah that called fire down from heaven, took an imaginary key and locked up heaven for 3.5 years so it wouldn't rain. Called down fire from the same heaven, and now he just killed 450 of Baal's prophets. And now here he is running for his life because a woman, Jezebel, said that she was going to kill him. Think about what I just said. This man just got through killing 450 prophets, 450 men. I didn't know Jansen was in the back. 450 men. And now here he is running for his life because a woman sent him a threatening letter that she wants to kill him. The reason I brought that up is because isn't it funny that as men, we could face such highest of highs. We could face such great victories. And then just like that, in a snap of a finger, now we're asking to die. Like and I'll just speak for myself. I've done a lot of great things in life. I've done more great things than things that I've regretted. But there are those times in life where I just feel like or felt like it never was enough. And maybe, just maybe, I'd like to know what it would be like if I wasn't here. And that's what this prophet was feeling like. Like I just got through, doing this great thing. I done everything. Here I am. I done called down fire from heaven. I done done this. Yeah, Shadow Pop. Hey, Jansen, Shadow Pop must be following you because whenever you come over here, Shadow Pop just pops up. Hey, Shadow Pop, if you ain't gonna come on this panel, don't mess up my story. I'm rocking right now. Yeah, she was the queen. Yeah. Everybody knows Jezebel. Jezebel was the queen. But just think about it, man. And I want y'all to touch on it. How is it that we could go from the highest of highs? Like we could go the highest triumph, man. We on cloud nine, as they call it. And then the next moment, we just like, man, I feel inadequate. I don't feel enough. I don't feel like I live up to my expectations. Will I ever be better than my father? That's a good one. I just never measure up. I just never measure up. So what do you guys think about that? Oh, y'all don't all talk at once now.
Nothing is
Okay.
more powerful than self negation. That's why if you look at somebody on YouTube or somebody on TikTok, they'll get 900,000. You're the bomb. Oh, you're awesome. You did this. The way you did this was fire. Then they get the one, yo, your toes were crusty while you were doing that. And that's the only thing they could focus on. Because self-hatred is one of the strongest, it's one of the strongest things in existence. You could be, and it's for all my people out there who are like me. I could be anything for anyone. If Mondays are some of my hardest days. Today, notwithstanding, today was easy, but Mondays are my hardest days. I do like strenuous stuff at work, and it shocks my body back into, what it is I'm doing during the week. After that, your body gets back used to it. But I feel like Trevor needs me on Monday because if no one else shows up, he knows Mike's going to show up. I could do that for Trevor 365 days of the year. Of course, I'm talking about Mondays. I know it's one day a week. But I could do that for Trevor every day. But if this was my podcast, I doubt I could do it for myself. I don't know why that is. It's a character flaw. I don't know what it is. It's just innate in some people. When it comes to themselves, no matter how many great things they do, they always see the negative. Somebody else. I'm feeling emotional.
You guys froze?
Go ahead, Kev, before
Okay.
Jansen tell us that we curse. Go ahead.
We technically are. But
we just human, man. That's it. We just human. That's all. We just human.
that part.
That's it.
But yeah, I don't have any advice on that because self-doubt is something I'm dealing with myself. But usually when I feel that way, I meditate and pray on it. But yeah, I gotta say, like it's just something that keeps popping up. I don't know why. I'm assuming it's because of the way, we grow up, especially as men, or I want to say black men, but I would say just men in general. I would say like the way we grow up is you have like a glass ceiling. Like for example, like with me, my parents are Caribbean, they're Haitian, so they wanted me to be a nurse. They didn't really like believe in like me being a photographer or like me being a media personality or whatever. Their sky is being a doctor or a nurse. You know what I'm saying? But when I'm thinking above that. So I think it definitely has to do with the way we grow up and the way we like see ourselves. Because yeah, insecurity. That's something I'm still dealing with to this day. But at a point.
So Kev, let
Go
me ask
ahead.
you a question. If you know, obviously you're not a nurse, correct?
I am not a nurse.
So if you go the rest of your life and you never become a nurse, will you feel like you've let your parents down?
I wouldn't care, to be honest. No.
Oh.
Yo, that's that new generation.
So all right,
But
all
yeah,
right.
that's pretty much what I'm saying. Like that's their limit. That's the sky for them. Like, when we could be thinking like above. Like, I'm sure if like your parents, I don't know how they are with you, but I'm sure if they like looked at you and your show, they think like, what are you doing? Why are you wasting your time? You should be doing something else. You should be a nurse, right? But you know, I think that's where a lot of our issues comes from. But yeah, I think it all has to do with like your internal feelings, because at the end of the day, like I feel like I'm in a better situation than what I would be if I was listening to my parents. I think that's the moral of the story, is to believe in yourself when it comes to that. But go ahead, I'm rambling.
Trevor, we are 10 years too early, my G.
Yeah, right. Jansen, what you got for us?
I mean, it ain't biblical. It's just life. I didn't grow up with no expectations. I just grew up. My father didn't. I mean, we didn't come. We never went to jail. Never got no problems. But we never was told you're gonna go get this education. What was passed down to me was low self-esteem from my mother, and I realized that as I get older, watching her, she was scared to do this, scared to do that. Like a
Oh yeah.
mother bear being teaching her cubs. They don't see the mama do it. She not gonna do it. The cub not gonna do it. You might have one adventurous cub that do go do some stuff, but the rest of them gonna follow mama. So we followed our mother, and she had zero self-esteem. I mean, didn't exist. So that fell on me. You know, it's a lot of things that I'm 57, 66 years old. Hopefully I make the 57. There's a lot of things I'm doing now at this late in age. I work on my own car now. I fix my own car. I never thought I was smart enough to do it. Reading the Bible? Forget that. It ain't happening. I had a lot. I had to go to the special education classes, all that stuff. No self-esteem. So,
So it's
like,
your
of
parents'
course,
fault.
huh?
So it's your parents' fault, pretty much.
Yeah. But that
Mhm.
came. My mother was a bandit. Her mother threw her to a Catholic church missionary. No, her grandmother did, and told her mother that it was a baby boy. So he had come from the parents on down. But I learned what my problem was, and I sort of fixed it. I said, "Oh, I know my problem come from my parents. I don't get mad at my parents. I see the curse, what it did to us. It really messed up the society. Me and black men up, man. I was lucky. 8 people in my house. No one went to jail. Barely didn't go to jail. No one got shot up. Knock on wood. Again, the wood floor. 8 kids. Now, my father, we lived from Chicago. I lived in Chicago, and he lived in a place on the north side, and there was a place called the Cabrini Green, the projects, and it was
Oh,
like, huh?
that's up north.
Yeah, no. I live on the south side now. So, and my father was like, we should, he's thinking about moving us into the projects. It was cheap, so he went over there and checked it out. They tell us a story. Of course, we don't know. We babies. He said, "Oh, it smelled like pee, urine, all kind of junk." He said, "I can't move y'all there because the family's growing." So he got a house on the south side when they opened it up to us. We'd have been game bangers and probably killing killers too, or getting killed. But the south side was okay. It wasn't much better. So yeah, it was no expectations on me. So I just thank the Lord. He must have had a plan for brother here, because I wouldn't know where I'd be or what I'll do.
I wanna, because I'm glad this comment came up from my cousin Kevin. And Kevin, you must be busy right now, but I want you to come on the panel. He's saying, but we can't continue to crucify our parents for not giving us what they never received.
Yes, we
Okay.
can.
If
Okay.
hold on. If y'all go back to straight talk therapy sessions with Dr. Mia, that's the first show we did. We talked about the fact, like, when are we eventually going to free our parents? And
Never.
then it ended up turning into some crazy session where they tried to put me on the couch and everything. But y'all go back and check that show out. But what Kevin is saying is true, because growing up the way our parents did, like I say, my dad had to be the man when he was like 8 years old. Well, hell, if you go back and listen to that show, though, we found out that the story is not like I've heard it. So that was another thing. That was a fantastic show. But from what I was told, my dad was 8 years old when his dad died, and he had to be the man of the house. So now he was thrown in the fire before he was even considered to be a man, before he was even a teenager. How could I constantly now, as a 43-year-old man, harp on him and attack him for not being able to give me what he didn't have, what he didn't know as a dad? Like, at what point are we going to be like, oh man, you know what, Dad, you did your best. I made it. I'm not dead. I'm not in the ground. I forgive you. Go ahead, Jansen. And Kev, because I know you're ready to jump on your parents.
You know, you don't jump on your parents. You just acknowledge what happened, like I did. I ain't mad at my mother. I recognize, oh, I couldn't figure it out. I'm like, why I'm like this? So, oh, I know. I'm not blaming her. You know, I'm not saying I'm not mad at her. You understand what I'm saying? I'm not blaming. I'm letting you know where it came from. A lot of people don't know that. My brothers and sisters don't know. I recognize out of 8 kids, all came from my mother. You know, my father worked a job and a half. You know, he died when I was 23. I didn't know what to do. I went to culinary school at 28. I wish I went to other schools. I don't make much money. You know what I'm saying? I got a bunch of guys on my job. I have a stationary engineer license. I can work in the school as the building person. They won't give me the job. The curves. but you know, I don't cry about it. I'm on medical leave right now. I still get a paycheck. The Lord still got my back. You know what I'm saying? So I don't cry about that, but I know why here, what happened. I'm not mad at nobody. You know what I'm saying? I ain't mad at my mother. I ain't mad at my father. You know, he didn't say, Jess, you should go do this. Jess, you should go do that. You know what I'm saying? We just kind of went along what they did. You know, he learned how to use a baker, a cook. I did it, but that's a lot of work and no money. You know, I'm a janitor in the school. It's much easier being a janitor in the school than working in the kitchen. I got air conditioning sometimes. I ain't got nobody watching me all day long. I can work by myself. Trust me, it's much easier than working in the kitchen. I had a restaurant, didn't work out. You know, I see people, I try to help them out with their restaurant, try to give them a little, like Gordon Ramsay, you know, go in your kitchen and tell you what's wrong. I've been doing that for a long time. This ain't getting paid, you know, but helping out. But no, I don't blame my parents, but I ain't putting nothing on them, Kevin. I'm just letting you know, Kevin, it starts there. Look at the kids today. Look at the kids today. Look at the kids today.
Go ahead, Kevin.
Hold on, Mike. One sec. Hey, Kev, 1 second. Because Dr. Mia just sent me a message. She must be listening in the background. She said the objective of knowing the problem is identifying the origin. Goes back to what we were saying. And just so everybody knows, station alert. Jansen is going to get his own interview session over here. It's going to be after the playoffs, depending on what happens tomorrow night. He'll get it won't be on a Monday, because that's Man Talk Monday, but it'll be one of those off days. And Jansen's gonna do his own show over here. Are we cursed according to the Bible? Because when I tell y'all that I got people actually calling me, telling me how much they love this guy, I just thought, like, hey, as the content king, why not? You know what I mean? Like, so Jansen will be doing his show over here. We'll let you know when it's coming up. I'll have a thumbnail and the premiere button out, but he is going to be doing his own thing over here. Are we cursed according to the Bible? Because, you know, in these settings, he can't really run into it the way he wants to, but I'm going to give him his whole time to just go ahead and get into it. So go ahead, Kev.
I was just listening, to be honest. But yeah, I think we are cursed.
But Kev, what?
Yeah.
Okay,
Go ahead.
to what my cousin Kevin is saying. Because when we put that comment on the board, you was like, huh, when he's saying, but you can't continue to crucify our parents for not giving us what they
Oh,
never received. How do you feel about that?
I okay. I have two things to say. Okay, I feel like I should crucify them, but I think, but logically, I think it's you gotta just like let it go, or else that's gonna affect you. Although it does feel good to hold it in and like be angry about it, because like with my experience, it's like you kind of like see, how do I say this? You kind of see like things differently than they do. Things that they get upset about, like if they ask you to leave the chicken out and you forget, you're like, oh man, I forgot to leave the chicken out. You forgot to leave the chicken out. Oh my god, things like that is like,
Oh
why are you
Lord, I
getting
didn't
upset about
realize
this?
Kevin was in the back. Because I see Kevin and I see Kev. I'm like, damn, I didn't realize
I'm
that. My
Kevin the
bad.
Maker, sir.
Better tell him, Key. All right. All right. Personally, I have like a personal, I guess, a way of looking at it. It's not that we blame our parents. It's that they never learn to take accountability for what they did.
You took the words right out of my mouth. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I have a great mom. My mom is amazing, but she just wasn't the most loving person. And when I would get it from other places, it would make me, you know what I'm saying? It would mess with my head a little bit. Like, why? I had an aunt who I used to drive with. And my aunt, I'd be in the middle seat because, her kids. So they try to put me in we all know what that middle seat called. They put me in the middle seat because it was their mama car or whatever. And she would reach back while she was driving and just rub on my calf. Now, immediately, I'm a Brooklyn dude. Like, my immediate reaction was, hey, lady, what you touching me? You know what I'm saying? But, like, after, 5 minutes of that, I would just be like, I'd be like, whoa. Like, I feel, you know what I'm saying? Like, I would get this feeling in my heart. And it was like, she loves me. Like, and it's crazy because my mother's the type of person to show love through, her acts. I guess they call it acts of service now. But I always felt like I needed a different type, for lack of a better term. And because of that, I had so many insecurities growing up. Like, anyone who went to school with me will tell you, I'm all right. I don't know another way to say this, so I apologize if anyone thinks I'm being vain. I'm smart. Like, I'm really smart. Like, if I don't think I've been in many classrooms where there was somebody smarter than me. You know what I mean? Like, I'm.
Oh, jeez.
Trevor, we're gonna play a game called Shut Up. Yo.
Let black men feel safe.
Thank you. Brother can't feel safe. You know what I'm saying? Thank you.
I got a question.
So like I was saying.
Part of the problem, man.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Kevin. So I've always known I was intelligent, but I've never felt like I was smart. Like, if that makes any sense. Like, there was a dude, I'm not gonna say his name, but in middle school, he made a comment. We were talking about this will tell you how like small things can creep in you and stay in you forever. I'll never forget it. We were outside and we were having a conversation, and he and I were talking on like a high level for middle school. We were talking about some high level stuff. We were getting deep in like calculus and things like that. And he was like, "Man, you're pretty smart." I was like, "You are too." And then we went into the classroom and the teacher started asking us about, enamel and places where enamel could be. And, I raised my hand and I was like, well, teeth and this and nails. And he stopped and looked at me. And I was like, what? And he's like, wow, you really are smart. I didn't think you knew that. And like, that's such an innocuous, that's not, you know what I'm saying? That's not vitriol. That's not anger. But you would have thought he told me my mom was on crack for the fact that he thought I was not intelligent as him. And like the rage that was like, me and this dude beef for a whole year off of that little comment. Think of how small that is. And that's just off of insecurity of I felt like I wasn't loved enough, so I had to be better. So I had to do better. I had to be the smartest. There's a female who I won't mention her name, but all through elementary school, she and I battled to be the smartest person in school for no reason. Till like the last day in 5th grade, the teacher put up like a long problem and I beat her. And like to this day, if I see her picture, this will tell you she's a doctor, not Miss Mia. And if I see her picture, I still think in the back of my mind, I'm better than you. I beat you. Like that's the type of insignificant foolishness that sticks in you if you aren't given the, I don't want to, and I'm not saying I wasn't loved. I'm saying if you're not given that, you have to find other ways to move up, find other ways to be what it is you think you're supposed to. And because I didn't get that from her, I had to find it elsewhere. And it just, like, I feel like I'm being all emotional now. Like I had to dig. I guess the curse got me. So
you can cry, brother. You can cry.
Yeah, there'll be no crying, sir. But
I have a question.
Go ahead,
Kevin.
You said it's because the parents never took accountability, right? And I completely agree with that sentiment. But here's a question that you should consider. What does accountability looks like for you?
Easy. Accountability looks like this. When we're both adults and I'm handling my adult stuff and I say, yo, this would have been easier if I got this from you. And that parent's first reaction isn't, boy, you old enough, you should have been got over that. Or I did the best I could. If you ain't gonna let it, that is lack of accountability. That is just
exactly.
It's called, I think they call it gaslighting. I'm not really great on gaslighting, but that's what it feels like. It feels like I refuse to take any blame for what's my fault. So I'm just gonna push that right back on you. Because if my daughter comes to me in 10 years and she says, well, daddy, I suck at riding bikes and it's your fault, I'm gonna think, and I'm gonna say, you're probably right, baby. But you'll kill algebra. You kill algebra before you left elementary school, and all these other, I'm saying, I'm gonna let her know I did a bunch of other stuff, but I failed at what you're talking about. I did. Our parents, the generation above us, they did no wrong to the point where you can't tell them they did something wrong. Your siblings or their other kids or their relatives or their siblings will come out. Don't you talk to your mama like it's automatic deflection and refusing to take any accountability. It's automatic. Like Matt, I'll give you a better example.
I mean, I understand what you're saying, but hear me out.
Go ahead.
I'm still not hearing what do you consider to be accountability.
I just said it.
One of the things you said in your statement is when we are both adults, but you have to recognize, or I hope you recognize that some of the hurt is not with you, the adult, it's with the young kid inside of you seeking validation.
Of course.
So what does that accountability for not getting that validation as a kid looks like for you?
You cannot go back and give that child validation. That child only exists in here. Okay? That child only exists in the deep, dark reaches of my psyche. The only thing I expect and respect from the people above us is acknowledgement of what you did and how it affected me. As an adult, as a logical human being, that's all I can ask you for. I can't come at you and go, no, go get me a Huffy. Like, I can't do that. I can't go get me the 9-volt. I can't do that. But you can, as an adult. Go ahead.
So for you, that accountability is them saying, I'm sorry.
The accountability is saying, I messed up. If you're not sorry, that's fine. But don't act like what I'm saying holds no water. Don't
invalidate your experience, basically.
Correct. Don't act like my experience didn't exist because you did the best you could. Well, I did the best I could. That doesn't mean like I didn't mess up. Everybody as an adult knows, Angel, you crazy. Everybody as an adult knows that there's no manual for being a parent. We all know that. Everybody that's a parent knows there's no manual. They know we mess up. No matter how good or hard you try, you gonna mess up. And when that kid comes to you, and if your reaction is automatic defense deflection, you're wrong.
Okay.
Automatic.
Okay, so here's a follow-up question.
Hit me with all of it.
Okay. If you never get that, then what?
Then I'll never respect that person the way that I could.
You gotta end the relationship. Yep.
I can't end the relationship as my mother. But hey, Kev, you know me. I'm king cut them off. I cut my best friend and I, who I've known since he was 5. No, since he was born. We stopped talking, and I've been talking to him in about a year now. I'll cut you off. My mother taught me one thing that she taught me that I'll never forget. You, meaning whoever I'm talking to, will need me 10 years before I ever need you. That's the mentality I have because of her. You guys say on here that Michael's hurt, Michael needs tissue. Yo, it's just, I will defend me to the end. You want to call it sensitive, you want to call it emotional, cool, I don't care. I love me, and I will defend me till I die. And in the grave, I'm going to have a bar exam license, and I'm going to defend me in there too. That's just, I don't feel like anyone's ever really had my back, so I got my back. That's why I come the way I come. And people go, oh, wow, he's sensitive. Oh, wow, he's hurt. All right, call it what you want. But I love me enough to support me and ride for me. To help with the rest of you. Excuse me, Trevor.
As you should.
My G. You feel me? Hold up, I need tissue. Should I get some?
All right, Doc, get in there because I know you're kind of busy right now, but go on and let us go ahead and do it. Go ahead.
Oh my goodness. So, I'm sitting back here listening. I'm really proud of what I'm hearing because it's a conversation that, is happening among men. And I think that's very important. I think these are conversations that we don't have enough of among men. And, the topic about the parent owning their part, like Michael, you hit that spot on. That was very reflective of you. But I do also acknowledge, that part of you that says that I'm going to hold me down no matter what. And that's definitely directly correlated with your childhood because, like you said, like it's that validation that's still there. And Kevin talked about the little child. It doesn't live in your subconscious. That little child comes out every time you have that experience, that traumatic experience. You quantum leap back to those experiences because the brain does not know it's 2023. It does not know that. The body keeps score. Like, time is a construct. So the idea that the little child exists subconsciously is not quite accurate because when you have those traumatic experiences that we call brain stamps, right? They're embedded into your DNA. You quantum leap back to that child and you are having that experience from that child's vantage point. And so that is why it's so important for you to heal from them childhood traumas because they directly impact your ability to live your adult life. So that would be the only thing that I push back on as it relates to what you guys were talking about to kind of like, run interception. Like, no, don't say that it's in your subconscious. It's definitely in your conscious. That child comes out every single time. So that's why it's important to heal that childhood trauma. Like that's the black everything is putting away, tucking under the rug. We don't want to talk about it. Like, no, address it head on. And I'm going to correct you, Trevor, making it seem as if that we dragged you in the seat. That's therapy with me. You put yourself in that seat, sir. I threw out them open-ended questions, and you took it and you went with it. That's what the therapy model is like. You don't even know that you be in therapy, that you've engaged in therapy.
You damn near was crying in the chair.
Talk about they did something to me. We didn't do nothing to you.
Okay. Looking like the softest Georgia peach.
So I wanna throw something out real quick. Wayne actually sent me this because I didn't know that this was men's mental health month. I didn't know that because we get so few things like that. You don't really pay attention to that type of stuff. But where is it? So 1 second.
I thought May was Mental Health Awareness Month. If this is
No, men. This is men's men's health month.
oh, okay.
So he sent me this as saying 84 men a week take their own lives. 75% of all suicides are male.
Mm-hmm.
Men are less likely to get help, and it says speak out. Talking saves lives. So before anybody says anything, so here's the deal, and I had to continuously stress this. This is the reason why I made this channel drama free. This is the reason why I don't allow the heavy cursing on the channel anymore, because you have to, at some point, you got to say, well, am I going to use my platform for good, or am I just going to use it for a bunch of bullcrap? I'll never profess that we're here to save lives. We're not here to do that. That's not what we're doing. The only professional on this panel is Dr. Mia. She probably could do it. I can't do it. All I'm doing is offering a platform for people to come on and share their real experiences. That way, somebody that's out there in YouTube space may hear it and be like, huh, you know what? I may be able to go on, or I may now want to seek some help. So that's the only reason why we do this. We're not trying to help anybody. I mean, we're not trying to save lives. We can't save lives. That's not what we're here for. But we're here to provide a space so men and women can come on and speak out. And that's exactly what's happening right now. You're hearing conversations again from men. This is the third week in a row. We haven't bashed women, Mike. I think we're doing good. We're on to something.
I respect that.
Hey, I got Key. I'm good. He supports me.
They said we couldn't do it, but we're doing it. So yeah. But what do you guys think about those suicide rates? though? 84 men a week. 75% of all suicides are men. Men just don't. We cry again. Back to the title.
Hey, don't
we
say
cry
that
in silence.
Don't say that word. Say unalive.
Oh yeah.
But
Yeah,
I would argue.
Yeah, YouTube got so many damn restrictions. I can't say nothing over here.
Go ahead, Kev.
No, I was just going to say, I would argue that as men, we are the ones to be blamed for that, because we don't cultivate a space for men to interact and engage with each other in those types of conversation. It is not the responsibility, I would argue, for or the labor of women to engage in that conversation with us.
Who said it was?
There's a lot of men out there who believe it is their responsibility to be that sounding board for them.
But Kevin, when and I hear what you're saying. I thought that maybe I said that, but okay, you're talking about somewhere else. But
I'm just speaking in general.
But when men have these conversations, though, what do we get called? We get called BANs. We get called PANs.
Hurt.
Yeah, we get called hurt. We get called everything in the world. You guys, well, I'm talking about you guys. Like, people have been asking us, how do you feel? How do you feel? And then when we say how we feel, oh, you just a wussy, or suck it up. Boys don't cry. Shut up.
But isn't that another man telling us that?
No.
Okay.
You haven't been in the chat, sir?
Yeah, you haven't. Yeah, I know you don't. I know you don't frequent YouTube. You're more of a TikTok person, but I'm telling you, this is a disgusting place, man. Most of the vile stuff that you hear now in regards to men and their emotions is women saying it. You got men. That's why behind the scenes, there's no secret. I talked to Mike, I talked to Wayne. Behind the scenes, I'm like, listen, we'll never change the format of the show, but let's just show them that is more to us. That's the reason why I said you can't curse on the show anymore, because I feel like we're all smart enough to get our points across without having to drop F-bombs. I mean, I'm the king of F-bombs, but I realize that I don't have to do that because I have an extensive vocabulary. It's just to show that, hey, we're more than this. But then when you do stuff like that, you get ridiculed for that. It's like, and it's coming from the women. I see if it was coming from the men, then I got this saying that I always say is that it bothers me so much when a woman is talking bad about me because I can't beat her up. I always say if it was her man or something, then let's do it because I could take care of business. But it's hard when you have women talking crap about you and you can't do anything about it. And that's how it is. And I'm not saying all women, because over here in the society, the women are they're open and they love the fact that we could be this way now. I mean, I don't know how long it's gonna stay that way, but they're happy that we could be this way. But so we're not getting that from here, where it's like, oh, you a BAN and you a wussy for doing this and this and that. Oh, you're not a real man and this and that. We don't hear that over here. That's not what I'm saying. But I'm also not saying that it doesn't happen, because some women now are talking like they're men, like they've lost their femininity so much that they just want to stand up like men so much that they feel like they could just talk anyway to men. Like, and that's what it is. And it's a man trying to be vulnerable.
So I think it's the culture, because when you talked about, can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's the culture, Trevor, because when you talked about those statistics at 75%, it didn't break it down by race, right? So you have two things we're talking about: the men culture, right? And then we have black men culture, right? So, men as a whole are taught to hold in their feelings, because not all of my clients are black. They're across the spectrum, and I think the culture of men is to hold everything in, not talk about it. And so you imagine if this has been taught as a culture and then now you introduce something new, then the response is going to be different. Like, you've done something one way for 60 years, and then for the past 10 years, there's introduced a new culture. And so the response is not as amicable, and doesn't make it right. But I think that it's just, it'll be a transition period. Like, it's something that people have to ease into or realize that we're not that generation, because the baby boomers were absolutely proud of being the hold it down, don't talk about it, never see you sweat, don't you dare buck up. They were proud of that stance. So they're not gone yet. We're still coexisting with them. So this we're changing these generational norms, and it's going to take a while to offset some of the negative and the bad behavior. I think it's just important to keep doing it, regardless of what's being said, what they call you, what they think you are, is to continue to own it and do it. And I almost dropped the F-bomb. Forget them. Forget them.
Anybody drop the F-bomb on these shows, y'all got to put some money in the pot.
I said, forget them. You got to forget them, because you have to be accountable for your own feelings.
First off, shout out to whoever that new lady is. That was dope.
Yeah.
That was awesome. Yes, there it is. Thank you, Miss Linda Musica. Awesome name, by the way. And E. Lewis, I'll tell you this, bro. I am the epitome of going back at women that I think are ratchet. Like, I'll go at them. I can't do the positive, but I do the intellectual. All they're gonna, like I tell people all the time, women have the 3 Bs: the baby, the boss, and the female dog. They just change how they attack. If you hit them first, they come with the, you ain't nothing, you ain't no real man. Real man wouldn't do that. And then as soon as I hit them with the whatever, then it's the, I'm just a girl. How could you talk to me like that? Then when I hit them with it some more, oh, there's obviously somebody hurt you. No, does your mother doesn't love you? I can tell. Like, they just change up the way they attack. It's what they do. I can beat them because I don't care. You know what I'm saying? Like Trevor cares about looking upstanding in nature. Trevor cares about people seeing him as an upstanding man in the community. I'll talk about you, your mama, your sister, and everybody that look like you. I don't care. You feel me? And I'll do it in front of all the people that look like you. And if they step too hard, I got some over. We're adults. So like I'm saying, even if you come in the way I do, they still gonna find something to hate. Because being a man is the only thing in the world that everybody that's not a man thinks they know the right way to be. And it's hilarious because they know nothing. Because if they knew what it was like to be a real man, they wouldn't have 16 kids with no baby. All right, go ahead to the next one, Chuck. We're gonna go on to the next one.
He can't help himself. He can't help himself. Hey, Jansen, hold on.
Here's a question though.
Go ahead, Kevin.
Why engage it?
Because I'm about that life. What you talking about? I want all the smoke.
Okay, but see, therein lies where I would argue we as men need to continue growing ourselves emotionally. Because as you just said, if everybody else who isn't a man is trying to tell you how to be a man, what does their opinion then matter?
If their opinion doesn't matter, why does it matter how I treat them?
Because in my view, you're exerting unnecessary energy. That is
my view. I ate my weed this morning. Oh, my bad. I didn't know you were finished. I'm sorry. Go ahead, sir.
No, you're good.
I'm sorry. In my view, I ate my Wheaties, and I got a whole lot of extra energy to give to these ratchets. And these are the ones I don't like. Like, you see how I talk to the ones I do like. I actually don't dislike Shaka. And I'll give Shaka all the business. Imagine if I didn't like her.
I'm going to side with Kevin on this one, and I think I've had
of course you are.
Oh, stop it. No.
I second Kevin.
Meaning.
Of course you do.
Meaning about the context. Let's put it within context, because I also tell people this. Hurt dogs holler. And it's not about hurt dogs like whimper whimper. Is that if you are responding, when you are defensive about something, I can't hurt you where it doesn't already hurt. Like I always say that, like that person is not significant enough in your life. They don't do diddly squat for you. Like they don't mean anything. And for them to conjure that level of emotion and response and take up head space, heart space, all of that, it's the unnecessary energy. That's the part where I'm going to agree on. Like giving people that much of myself is what I find disheartening and can't believe that we are willing to do that, because they don't deserve that. Like it's too much. That's too much of you, and they don't deserve that part of you. I'd rather you take all of that energy and passion and redirect it towards something that you are absolutely passionate about, that a project that you want to do, some part of the like. They don't deserve that much of your energy. And I tell you this all the time, Michael, they don't deserve that much passion from you, even if you are giving them the business. They don't deserve that.
I can't stand you. I was ready to come at you, and she gonna hit me with the, you know what I'm saying? That's why I can't be arguing, man. Get me out of here, bro.
Well, hold on, Mike. Hold on. First I want to read this comment by Linda Musica. I rarely give energy, but when I do, it's impeccable and exquisite.
Yes, ma'am.
Always more, never the lesser. Hello. I don't watch, I exceed energy. I don't know who this person is, but
I don't match, I exceed energy.
But welcome to the Straight Talk
energy.
So hold on. Listen. Dr. Mia, I hear what you're saying, but you're talking as a professional woman who has licenses to lose, who can't be seen in a certain light. So spare me that right now. Listen to what I'm saying.
I'm talking.
Hold on. You're talking as somebody. Because it bothers me when sometimes people always, oh, well, you could just turn the other cheek.
But Trevor, you know me from middle school.
Yeah,
I didn't act like that in middle school. Hold on. I promise I'll let you get it out. But listen to what I'm saying, because we always do that. It's like, oh, don't give them energy. Don't feed this. At some point, the human being element in you comes out. You know how much crap I gotta eat from these people on YouTube talking crap about my wife and sending me emails about my wife and stuff like that, when I know that if they were standing in front of me, one punch would take them out. That's what I'm saying. Like,
so there's certain things you can give energy to, but as a man, as a human, sometimes there's only so much you could take. Like when people are constantly bombarding you with this crap and they're constantly egging at you, like, oh, sending you this and doing this and saying this. And you know that if they were in front of you, what you could do to them.
No.
So you can't say that. Like it's like y'all can't continuously. I'm not saying you, but you can't continuously treat people like crap and then not expect them to react in a human way. Like the human way isn't always not to cuss somebody out. The human way isn't always to be nice and turn the other cheek. We've been turning the other cheek as black people for too damn long. That's why we're in the condition that we're in now. Like
you actually have to reverse.
At some point, you gotta just. At some point, yeah, Jansen, you'll get to tell us how we curse. I get it, but at some point, y'all have to realize that there's always a human element, and everybody hasn't gotten to the level of maturity that y'all got to, as far as, oh, anybody can say anything to me and I'm not going to do anything. Well, I'm going to tell you straight up, if anybody say anything to me and they're in arm's length of me, they going down. That's the bottom line. They are going down.
Right. I understand that part of you, Trevor. I understand that part of you, but I also know that you got too much to lose. I understand that. And I'm the opposite. So I'm going to push back because you knew me since middle school before I was Dr. Mia. And so part of who I am is not just the Dr. Mia part. Part of who I am is how I was created, because we are all different makes and models. So this stance of peace, I might have more than Martin in me than Malcolm. But this stance of peace is not just because of Dr. Mia. I know that I'm not going to throw hands because I know I got a lot more to lose. I'm not going to go defend myself in court. I'm not going to spend $5,000 on a lawyer because I'm trying to make a point. No, that is not going to happen. That is the part of playing the chess of life versus playing the checkers of life. One move equals one move. No, I need to be thinking 5, 6 steps ahead. That's being more strategic. That's being more accountable in our community for doing more and getting more done, is when we do not allow people to make us their puppets. No, they're not going to get a reaction from me, because when you let that happen, you are giving your power to them. And now you might as well tie a string to both of your wrists. And now you have become their puppet, because something that they say can make you lose your livelihood. Absolutely not. We fought too hard. We worked too hard to get to where we are for somebody to not be able to just place you. And they are insignificant.
Don't be fat.
Period.
I'm too grown. Don't be chastising me on live.
I love
That's
y'all.
on period.
I love you too, baby.
You put that beautifully.
Hey, y'all stop dropping all them damn hundreds and stuff like that. Me and her argue like this all the time. So y'all sitting there.
I can't stand it.
I'm not
argue with her, bro.
I think there's a time and place for everything. And I know from a man perspective, I've never been a man and I never want to be a man, because it is hard. It is gruesome. And I think both of us have our own respective roles. So I can never tell you how to be that, and how sometimes, yes, that might rise up against you. But that is where the softness of the woman comes in, and the rational, and saying, like, babe, we got too much to lose. It's not worth it. That's that yin and yang. That's the balance that we continuously need within our community.
Why you let her on here?
I'm good. Go.
Look at this comment from E. It's about, hey, you getting like Mike now. It's about before you flip.
Let me say something, bro.
Go ahead, Jansen.
Well, I agree with the doc a little bit. Turn the other cheek sometime, bro.
Man.
Bro, like y'all don't have to cape, like, for real.
I would say it's not necessarily turning the other cheek. It is the recognition that that person does not have the power to influence.
Hold on, I got to answer a call. I'll be right there.
It's not necessarily turning the other cheek.
I understand why y'all think they have power over me, because I curse people out on a regular basis on Facebook all day long and go right back to eat a mango afterward. I don't think about them ever again. It's fun. You know how
get
good
banned
it
off
feels to
Facebook.
tell
Then?
somebody about themselves?
You just that type of guy, dude.
Yes. I will curse you out. Everybody that look like you, step on your ant collection, kick your keys into the street, into the grate, and then go home and have a wonderful night with my baby.
That is so true though, Mike. Like, why do they always see it as somebody having power over you? It's like the whole, oh, you forgive people not for them, but for you. Get out of here.
Right, because
People
I see
don't have power over me like that.
no.
If you
I'm a
disrespect
person.
me, I want to physically harm you. Like,
But-
that's it.
But why, Trevor? But why? That's my question.
Because I
The question to
can.
me is
That's why.
You just brute. You just, you just Armageddon, and you the gladiator of 2023. Like, my question is why? I'm curious. I would love
I'll
to
tell
know.
you why. I'll tell you why, Mia. Because Trevor said something backwards a little bit ago. He said we're not mature enough because the response is to turn the other cheek. No, the natural human response is to crack you over the forehead. That's what's built into us. It's society and the normalizing and religion and all that makes us go, no, turn the other cheek. Let us be good. The deep down reptilian, mammalian brain, that part of you is telling you to crack this fool in the head before he hurts me.
So
Crack this fool in the head before they come at me. I got to defend me and mine. And Mia, you can feel that way because you know dang well if anybody roll up on you and we was around, we will crack their head before they got anywhere close to you. So you can afford to feel loving and spiritual and wonderment because ain't no one coming at you. You know I'm right.
So
you ain't my woman in no way, shape, or form. If I was next to you and a dude was coming at you, I would shoot him and hold the gun in the air till the police came and tell you to run.
So the cracking of the skull, I understand that knee-jerk reaction of what you're talking about, but for you to say that we are still at that point of the cracking of the skull, so we did not evolve. And so I know you talk about religion as the turning the other cheek. I'm not even talking about religion. Take the turn the other cheek out. But I'm talking about that as a society, as we have evolved, and that there are other ways to resolve issues. And then once we notice what we are giving of ourselves, when we invest this, that, and the other into that type of atmosphere and energy, and then we do stuff a little smarter. We don't do things that take up so much time. It's about the evolution of our mind and how we function. That's what I'm saying. Like, we can't just keep doing things the same way because we're not going to get to where we need to get to.
Hey, I respect everything you said, beloved, and that's why you exist. That's why I keep you near me. That's why I keep you around. That's why you are in my heart. That's why you are one. If I had old school MySpace, you'd be in my top 5 friends. You in there. But if somebody come around here and they homegirl just said some people only speak in their trauma language, that's me, right? I feel that because they only understand a crack in the head. Like you saw what just happened this weekend. The girl who's got the OnlyFans and she's very, very sexual and out there, and a rapper saw her and saw that in her music videos she's doing kind of lingus with, and she's doing all kind, and he felt like, oh, this is a thought, I could run up on her and kiss her. And he ran up on her and kissed her in the mouth, had never met her before. Now, as a black man, I don't want to put another black man in jail. So what would happen to him is I would take him around the corner. I would say, my G, you don't do that. You don't know her. He will go, man, what you mean? And I go, okay, you don't get it. You're going to get this. And then I beat him down for a while until he would say, oh, I get it. Don't stick my tongue in a woman's mouth that I've never met before. Makes sense now. And then I pick him off the ground, dust him off, and tell him to go on his little dusty way and don't ever disrespect again. Because that's all some people understand.
Look at this comment on the and yeah, I don't see, because the views are high, and I'm trying to read the chat, man. So Adrian Cutler says, but really you need to be spiritually inclined, so when your enemy slaps you on the cheek, you can turn it. I say that's religious foolishness, and that's why we're in the situation that we're in right now. No offense to you, Adrian, but that's what keeps us so pacified. That's why black people on a whole are so passive, because of stuff like what you just said. Go
Right,
ahead,
but
Nancy.
where's the assumption that the only way to the mastery of getting one up on the opponent is that it has to be physical? That's what I'm questioning. Why are we strategically only moving from a physical stance? That this is where we get smarter as a society and as a community, and we be more systemic in our approach of how we attack certain things, because that's what they've been doing all along. Let's play their game. Because when they attack our communities and when they do things to impact Black communities, it starts with violence. Absolutely, there is violence in there, but there's a follow-up. I'm just saying, can we do both? Right? You can smack them down, but can we get the strategic response in, please?
Go ahead, Jansen. Hold on, because we got a lot of people on the panel, man, and like the three of us are like dominating the conversation. But real quick, shout out to Adrian Cutler for coming in. Vancat is back. I saw Lance pop up. Definitely, this person is Linda Musica. I don't know how you found us, but thank you for coming on over. You're always welcome to come over to the Straight Talk Society. June 24th. Pour Your Heart Out. We'll be doing another show, The Hood of Motherhood. I think the 24th is a Friday. I think that's a Friday night, but we'll post the premiere is already up for that. All right, go ahead, Jansen.
Let me, you know what? I know I'm probably much older than most of y'all, not that much older, but in my little time in the word and looking back on stuff, a lot of people turned the other cheek. King turned the other cheek, didn't he? And what happened? Nothing. Because he was not doing what the Lord told him to do.
Wait. Repeat that. Say that again. Jansen, you said what?
I said Dr. King turned the other cheek and it got him nowhere.
You sitting there in your house right there got him nowhere. Excuse me.
No.
Don't interrupt. Let him rock out.
Let me finish.
I'm supposed to wait my
I'm
turn.
not saying we should fight. Turn the other cheek. What I'm saying is you can turn the cheek, you can fight. We all in the same place. Nowhere. Look, King turned the cheek, nowhere. We fighting, Black Lives Matter, fighting back, nowhere. The word to get this thing right, what you ain't gonna do, it ain't gonna happen. It's the word of God and keeping that truth and following that word. I'm just telling you guys that ain't gonna happen either. You got to wait till a man come from that sky to straighten all this stuff out. I'm not done yet. And Doc, you making some sense, but your office gonna stay full. It ain't gonna never be empty. Your grandkids gonna have a job in that thing. We ain't gonna straighten out this stuff. We can talk. It ain't going away. There's no answer but deal with the Father upstairs or suffer the consequence. That's just not Israel. That's just not Black folks. That's all mankind. We don't obey God. We're gonna end up every day jumping off the roof, whether we Black, white, Chinese, drinking ourselves to death. The instructions in that Bible say, hey, don't be a drunkard. Don't beat your wife. Obey me. You don't obey him, you're going to have a problem. When you Israel just gets the worst of it. We get the worst of it, no matter what we do in our communities. They marching. Juneteenth Day, so what? Nothing. Look around. Doc, look around. Look at your people. Look at the other people. Nothing is changing. You got a good job. You're doing well. But look at the community. Why are we not doing well? Ask yourself that question. Ask yourself that question, panel and listeners. Why are we not doing well? Because we're not keeping his commandments. I'm doing better up here in my mind because I keep the Lord's commandments.
Can I ask a question?
You understand what I'm saying? That's how I'm doing. But otherwise, I was lost. I didn't know why I couldn't do the things I do. I didn't know that I had low self-esteem. I didn't know it came from my mother. I started learning these things before I got in the word. But I understand. Looking back, why was my mother abandoned? Why? I look at these television shows, these documentaries. Man, we are some smart people, educated people. Why are they keeping all this knowledge from us? The Bible tells you that. We are the hidden ones in the scripture.
Hold on.
We hidden. Nobody know who we are. But I'm gonna leave with that.
Yeah, you gotta let her respond now. Don't run.
Yeah, go respond. Yeah. Oh, it's dinner time, honey.
Yeah, don't run.
Well, I mean, if you look around, what's in name? Doc, Maya, look around. You helping a lot of people. I'm not saying you're not helping nobody, but is it helping?
Jansen, can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Let's start with foundation, right? Because
yes.
I applaud your position, and I am a believer, so I'm not going to take that away from you. but I often question the actual document that you are referencing, only because it is impossible for you to complete a story without the complete book. So if you had the original Bible, and what you were saying was scripture from the original Bible, then we would be on the same page. But understanding that the book that you are referencing is the book that was curated by our colonizers in order to enforce the behavior and teach the things that they want slaves to do. Like, you have the version that you are referencing is not the version that you should be referencing. I know everything that you're talking about is absolutely true, and I definitely agree with you on some point, but I need you to get the real book, because you realize it's not accessible to us, nor is it anywhere that we can find it, because the scriptures that are missing from the Bible, there's so much that we don't know. And so if you were standing or speaking from a position where you had the actual Bible, then we could have a conversation. But right now, you making my
Bible to your patients to help them out. Hey, read this. This might give you some help.
Ugh.
You don't have the Bible either. That's philosophy.
But that's what I'm saying. If you were speaking from a place where you had the actual Bible, everything that you would say, I would stamp, approve, and high five you. But what I'm challenging you to find the actual Bible with the missing pages, and then use that as your guide, because what you're utilizing now has been curated by your colonizers in order to enslave the people you mean right now. So you don't have the true book.
So so that book that I had was telling me I'm colonized, right? Must be true, huh? Yes, it is. That book you said our colonizers, and that same book I read let me know I'm colonized. So there you go. Yeah, we colonized, folks. You heard the doc said, and I agree. The book that I read told me I'm colonized. We ain't gonna be uncolonized until the Lord come and free us.
Let me ask you a question, Jansen. Do you believe that we are actually reaping what we've sown because we were the original Egyptians?
We're not the original Egyptians. What are you talking about? We're the original
Black people weren't. I mean, Egypt wasn't full of black people.
Egypt full of black people, but that's Shem. That's Ham. We Israel. We
go down this road, Doc. Don't do it.
We're not Hamites.
I'll wait till he get his show. I would love to engage.
Don't go down this road.
We're not the seed of Ham. We are the seed of Shem, sister.
Right, because the archaeologists and the people told you so, right?
No, the scripture tell me.
You got actual DNA.
I got actual scripture
DNA to see whose bloodline is in your bloodline versus this is what's been told to you. This is what's been told to you. A lot of what we are is what's been told to us. So
no, the scripture. I read the scripture.
Go back to Egypt, and we're gonna go inside these pyramids and do our own research.
It ain't us.
It's gonna be me and you gonna have to go.
They already did the research. Hey, sister, they found the slaves that lived outside in certain graveyards had different skulls than the ones that the Egyptians had. Two different skulls, two different peoples. We know it wasn't. We know it wasn't those Israel. We know it wasn't the people over there that say they are us over in Jerusalem. They were never enslaved. We know we were the slaves. So they did that. They got that information. Our same skull, the same skull in them graves that was slaves. They got all this stuff. I can't bring it all up, but the research was done. I'm not talking out the side of my neck. These are black folks doing the research. I need to check out a brother named what's his name? Israel.
I'm going to send you a link. I'm gonna send it to yes, the Ethiopian Bible. Yes, right, E. Lewis, because right now Ethiopia is 7 years behind. We're not even operating on the right calendar. The calendar that we operate is the calendar of Western society.
We understand that.
So I'm gonna send you a link. I need you to watch this movie, Jansen, and then we'll talk, because we're gonna talk about how this story of the Bible has been curated and replicated throughout different cultures, and let's try to figure out which part of it is real and which part of it is not.
Well, I got the real part.
Listen, so put that comment up from Lance, Arguments Cave. So he's saying Ham don't grow beards and arm hair. So Jansen, this another dude you'll be good to have a conversation with. Lance.
Okay.
He a debater. He's a debater in our league too. Well, I don't know if he's
Okay.
still in it, but he was a debater in our league. And he be all over the place with this. He out there. So I'd
Okay,
love
ain't
to
nothing
hear a
wrong with that. Yeah,
conversation.
yeah, yeah. It's all
Yeah,
good.
I'd love to hear a conversation between y'all two. But
I
yeah,
mean, I'm not scientific, I don't get to, I'm not scientific, but I read the studies. I just don't recollect, and write them down. I'm not trying to prove nothing, but according to what I see in that Bible, it's simply us. It can't be no one else. Why would the people that wrote that Bible say something bad about themselves? The colonizers. Why would they say this is going to happen to them? Don't make no sense. Oh, we're going to die and he's going to come kill us at this time and wipe us off the earth. What sense does that make? Don't
but
make no sense.
does it say that though?
Yeah. Okay.
No, are you imposing?
No, I'm
being
explaining to you what it says.
No,
the
no,
colonizers are going to kill. God's going to kill the colonizers. A lot of the colonizers.
It does not say that, Jansen.
I said that you are missing parts of the Bible, which makes
no. I understand you, sister. I'm asking his question.
Missing pieces.
What I'm saying is that you got to see the colonizers took out pieces, but the colonizers are already doing themselves according to scriptures. If you're talking about the people that we see that's in charge, they are called the Gentiles. And the time the Gentiles will come to the end. That means they wrote this about themselves, coming to the end at one point. Yeah.
What I'm trying to say is that if you read a book and you miss in chapters, Jensen, would you say that's a complete book?
I know, but will you address what I just said?
Repeat it. There's a delay on my
I said the colonizers that you mentioned took out certain things in the book. Why are they leaving the parts about their demise?
Because the whole objective, Jensen, has always been to paint us as the people that are less than and unworthy of. So
but that ain't my question. Why did they leave that in about their demise?
That is not about their demise.
Who is it then?
Everybody.
Okay, but the colonizers is at the top.
See, Jansen, you're imposing that.
No, I read it.
No, hold on, Jansen. What we're saying is I know y'all Israelites. Lance is an Israelite. If Lance comes on, he'll say the same thing. But you guys can't show us verbatim.
They tell you
where
the
it
Gentile.
says the colonized. But how do you know who's a Gentile? That's what we're asking you. You're making it seem like the Gentiles are the white people.
Who are they then? It ain't me and you.
It doesn't say that, Jansen. You can't impose your own.
Okay. I give you an example. You know who Ashkenazis are?
The Ashkenazi Jews. Yeah, those are the Jews over in
No, but they Gentiles.
Come on, Jansen.
It says it. Genesis tell you that Japhet, his kids are the Ashkenazis. That's written in the scripture.
But how do you know that those are Japhet's descendants, though?
Because the name stayed with them.
We're Ham or Shem. You think black people are Ham or Shem?
We are Shem, not Ham.
How do you know that?
Mm-hmm.
We know from reading the book, reading the Bible, and how it's written down.
Oh, come on, Jansen.
The scripture. You got to read the Bible. None of y'all read the book. None of y'all had nobody teaching y'all. Nobody.
So that is a broad. So Jansen, before you put your foot in your mouth,
I'm not. How you know you're not?
Don't do that.
No, how you know you're not? He read it 10 times.
Right, he could read it 10 times. And I'm saying, don't make that assumption, Jensen. Like, let's have a conversation about what you believe versus what other people believe, so that we are not pointing fingers of who knows what versus not. That's what the whole point of this is, for us to have a conversation about it. So yes, I've read the Bible. And so and that's why I was asking you, it's very hard to summarize something that is incomplete. That's all I'm saying.
I understand what you're saying.
The Bible. It is incomplete.
That's what people say is incomplete. That's their opinions. It ain't all.
Can I ask you a question, Jensen?
Go ahead, Mike. Go ahead.
Jensen, have you ever seen a Jewish Bible? Can you walk into any store right now and purchase a Jewish Bible?
I don't know.
You cannot. Go Google the internet right now and try to purchase a Jewish Bible. Unless you are part of the community, it is in their temples. You cannot. You know how that Holy Bible they giving it away. You can find them in every corner.
That don't mean it's wrong.
A Jewish Bible. It's
Those are what too much the ones that run the show, them Jews over there. They add
Can
their
I ask
own
you a
stuff
question,
into it.
Jensen?
Yeah, go ahead,
Jensen, can I ask you
bro.
a question?
Yeah.
All right. So black people are the real Jews, right?
Wait. What black people?
I'm asking you.
No, I'm asking you what black people.
No, what black people are the real Jews?
The ones that come from this. Oh, the ones that come from the seed of Shem's. Israel's kids. Not all black
Okay.
people in the world are from Israel. Some are from Ham, some from Israel. You have to read the book and you'll see.
Oh, well, relax. I'm just asking questions.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, go ahead.
So they're not called Jews anymore, though, right?
No, because we don't.
Not in today's society.
Who, us? No, because we don't. Jew means from the tribe of Judah.
Right.
You understand? We just say Jew as slain, but a Jew is from the tribe of Judah.
But they're not called Jewish in today's society.
Which ones? Black folks? No.
The name has
say,
been moved to someone else, correct?
Yeah, basically, somewhat, yeah.
Okay, so if names can be changed just with the society, just with time, can't other things be changed in the Bible?
No, the Bible says that things will be changed. They will call us different things. We won't know who we are. It goes on and on.
So what I'm asking, because they were just asking you about you said I don't know the names like y'all do, the Ashkabaka.
Ashkenazis.
There you go. That sounded better than what I said. Ashkenazis.
Yeah.
And you said that they're the Ashkenazi what's?
Ashkenazis from the Isles of the Gentiles. There's Japhet descendants, and they kept that name today. You still hear people saying, "I'm an Ashkenazi Jew." They let
Now,
you know
how do you know they kept that name?
He got it. He's saying Ashkenazi. He called himself an Ashkenazi Jew.
No. But you just told me the blacks were Jews. You said the blacks that from the whatever you said they were the Jews. How come they couldn't keep their name, but this tribe kept their name? You're telling me things couldn't have been switched in history, or you don't know?
No, the scriptures tell you that we will lose our names. God will make sure we wouldn't know who we are. He said these things.
So I'm confused. It's like God only does the things that you say he does when it fits your argument.
No, I'm telling you, this is what we don't know who we are according to what he said.
I'm saying nobody knows who they are.
Who don't know who they are?
How many thousands of years?
Who don't know?
All we know is what some white man that dug up a rock said.
No, we don't. Them people know who they are. We don't know. Me and you don't know. We think we from Africa. We came through Africa by way of Egypt. By way of Israel. We came out of Israel, Jerusalem. We didn't come through. We came through there. Yes.
And it's just us.
No, other people came too, but for majority of black people that came on them shit by slave are Israel. Look at all the information right there. You got a church down there calling themselves Israelites in the 1600s. It didn't start with us today in 2021. Oh, I'm an Israelite. They've been calling themselves like that since slavery. Did y'all know that?
Yo, it is amazing that you make me want to read the Bible just to prove you wrong.
Go ahead and read it. You might find some truth.
Hold on, because here goes Lance. Go ahead, Kevin. Get in.
No. I just had a question because as a heathen, I'm just trying to understand where we're going.
And you're not a heathen, brother. You're acting like a heathen.
With this conversation, so I'm just trying to make sure I know what direction we're going. Are we continuing down this topic of conversation, or is there another topic coming along?
Hey, bro, I'm gonna end this, Mr. Kevin. No,
yeah, because I'm already a heathen.
You're not. No,
I bought my ticket to hell is already stamped RSVP first class.
Let me explain.
Hey, I'm bringing ice water, so holla at your boy.
Right, I'm good. I just want to know if we're continuing down this conversation.
We can stop right now. Hey, wait, Kevin. Let me say something to you, bro. A heathen, you know what that really means in the Bible? Heathen is not Israel. Heathen is the other nations. You acting like a heathen, but you're not a heathen. Heathen was meant for the other nations. I just want you to know that, bro. You understand it?
With all due respect, I hear what you're saying and all of that, but The pastor that's been standing up in front of the pulpit for the last 30 years considered me a heathen. And
Well, he
if he's
been
the
lying to you.
He
representative
don't know
of
what he talking
the
about,
You don't
bro.
know what he talking
Hey,
about,
hold on,
bro.
hold on, hold on, hold
speaking
on.
the
Let him,
Bible,
hold on, Lance,
hey,
hold on. Let
I'm
him get
already
it.
a heathen.
Let him, hold on.
So
Let him get it out. Let him get it out.
as the heathen, I'm just trying to understand, is this the topic we're going with further, or is there a new topic?
I'm
Kevin,
gonna
you know how
stop.
Man Talk Mondays go, man. It just it be all
Hey,
over
hey,
the place.
hey,
All
hey,
right, so
straight
then,
talk with Trevor. I'm gonna
okay,
stop
so
after
then
this.
I'm gonna go ahead and put this. I'm gonna put myself on mute. Let me go roll my J and pour my drink.
All right.
Okay,
Hey,
okay, wait, wait.
don't Jansen, don't go nowhere because
No,
Lance
no,
up
no,
here now.
no.
Don't
I
go
want to say
nowhere.
one thing. I want to repeat, Kevin. Your pastor been lying to you. You are not the heathen. Everybody else is not Israel or the heathens. That's written. He called
Jansen,
everybody else heathens except for us in the
J-
scripture. Your
Jansen,
pastor been lying to you for 30 years.
just to correct the record, he's not my pastor. He's your pastor.
Who you talking about? I don't know what you're talking about. Our pastor never called us a heathen, you know. So anybody that pastor called them a heathen, they've been lying. You're not a heathen. You are Israel. You may be acting like heathen tendencies, but you're not Israel. I mean, but you're not a heathen. All the nations he called heathens mean other nations. That's all that means.
Lance, what you get? Lance, I only got one rule. He can't curse. He can't curse.
When somebody curse,
You said don't curse.
Yeah, he can't curse. No, I'm just telling Lance. That's my
oh,
only rule. You can't curse.
Oh, okay, okay. Oh yeah. I think I already knew that, bro. Just from watching you. I don't think I was about to curse. This ain't a cursing session or nothing like that, is it?
No, I know how you get down, Lance. Trust me.
Hey, I was saying, y'all shouldn't bully my man Jansen, bro, because it's his job to tell us where we lost. We lost. If you can't find your home amongst the Africans, and that's where they say you from, but the Africans is saying you not, then what do you think you are? If the Indians is saying you us, if the Israelites is saying you us, even the white Jews is like, now they like, yo, we might have to actually think about these African Americans and all these Igbo tribes that came to America. We really got to consider. But then I personally feel like it's more than just a slavery. We Israelites do slavery. We Israelites do the Mongol side, because the Israelites, 9 tribes rule in Asia. They was Genghis Khan's military and came across the Bering Straits and ruled in Washington State and ruled down in California. That's where the story of Queen Khalifa come from. So it's no doubt that African Americans in the recent 400 years is all from the tribes of Israel. There's no doubt. And not only are we saying it.
Okay, I got a question. Not to cut you, but I just have a question that I just wanted to get a clarification on the point. You said, so African Americans are, what exactly you said again?
We're Israelites. We descend from
African
the true
Americans
Israelites.
are descendants of true Israelites,
From
correct?
both sides, 10 tribes and tribes of Judah and the tribes of Ephraim. I know the history of every tribe.
Okay. So I just want to make sure I was clear. So you're saying African Americans are descendants of Israelites?
Absolutely.
Okay, I'm not African American, so what does that make me?
I don't know. I mean,
We're Caribbean. I'm Caribbean.
that
Caribbeans
same thing.
are the same people.
Same people.
They took people from America and took them to the Caribbeans.
Yeah.
So you're telling me, so my ancestors came from America to the Caribbean?
Absolutely, mine did. I got ancestors in Trinidad.
Wait a minute. So you believe? Hold on, Lance. So you believe Israel is here?
Absolutely. I mean, this is the deal. This is what you got to realize, bro. That you got the 10 tribes that came by way of Asia, but then you got the tribes of Zara, Judah, the twin, that came by way of Europe, the nobility in Europe. Then you got the tribes of Judah and Levi by way of Perez that came by way of slavery. Those are all facts. I can show you ship manifests of actual Scottish Jacobites being black and brought to America as a slave. These are Israelites, brother, by way of Zara, Judah. So it's no doubt.
Do you subscribe to the 12 tribe chart?
No. I mean, the fact that you can subscribe to it by saying we spread to the 4 corners of the earth. If you go to those lands, you're going to see tribes of Judah in the 12 tribe chart. But to me, it's no way of you're not going to find a scattered remnant of no tribe because we all mixed together. The 12 tribes are mixed amongst each other now.
Yeah.
We don't look like we used to. Even look at the slaves they said they had in the 1800s. You ain't gonna find now nigga today that look like none of them no more. Ain't no more slavery looking niggas.
I know a dude that look like a slave, bro. Ooh, he didn't get touched with nothing. I'm like, oh, he like a slave.
I'm saying
Mike,
overall,
get in here.
overall, bro. You're not going to find the look that we had prior to this age.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. I got
now,
you.
Man. We got look at us. And again,
it's all you, Trevor.
So you gentlemen have read the have any of you read the I'm sorry, it was written in 1883 by Timothy Jenkins. It talks about the tribe, the 10 tribes of Israel. I highly recommend that. It's a really good read. Because I hear everything you guys are saying, and like I told Trevor, I would definitely join at another time when I am prepared. But I think we got I like to only do my stuff based on research and facts. There's a lot, for me, some hypotheticals flying. I do believe that we are the chosen ones, but that's a different topic for a different time. But there's just so many gaps.
gaps
And it's hard for us to fill those gaps without really taking into account of a true study across the board. And I think it would be great, to put all this stuff together. That would be a great show, Trevor. Like like really mapping out the outline and putting these pieces together to really show the true makeup and everything that they're talking about. And, for us to poke holes in it, I think this makes it informative and it makes everybody more curious about some of the topics that aren't being talked about and addressed. So.
All right, so let's do this. Because, and I'm not apologizing for the show being derailed because that's just what we do over here.
Right.
But what I want to do, because y'all know I love this type of stuff. I'm interested in what Lance, because like I say, I know Lance from SVDL, so I'm interested in seeing because I've heard him say some off the wall things. Lance, you still believe the Earth is flat?
No, I haven't.
No, you think it's a pyramid or something like that?
I know that it's a tetrahedral shape.
Okay,
the Earth is a pyramid.
Who?
See, yeah, exactly. Lance is somebody you want to hear talk. That's all I'm gonna say. So, let's do this. Lance, Jansen, definitely we gonna do our we gonna do our Hebrews curse. I mean, our black people curse according to the Bible. But I definitely want Lance to come over here too and rock out with just some of his teachers. Hey, Lance, I heard you going at it with that Christ Michael guy, man. That could have been the funniest 2 hours I ever heard in my life. That was tremendous, man. That was crazy. That was the funniest thing I've heard. So, you could come over here anytime, but I'm over that 2 hour mark and I got to go watch wrestling with my daughter. So I kind of want to just bring the show back to where we originally started. But Lance, there was a comment on it says everybody came from Africa. So you don't subscribe to that.
Impossible. It's impossible for everybody to come from Africa when much of Africa had its day being submerged up underwater. Where were everybody when much of Africa was underwater? That's how you got sand. Sand comes from oceans coming into the land. It don't come from dryness. It comes from ocean water. So you have sand in the Sahara Desert because that portion of the land was up underwater. So where was niggas at then? Everybody's not from Africa because the earth resets. There are cataclysmic events that happen every 2,000 to 3,000 years. And you can even see remnants of it as we walk and speak and live today. It's going to happen again. And that's what the real gospel is. The real gospel is cataclysmic events will come and he shall save his people. That's the true gospel. These cataclysmic events happen. And so this last time that it happened, I got a book. It's called The Cobran Bible. It says that we're not going to teach the children of this time. Let's teach them as children. So we got a lot of the Bible. A lot of the stuff that we got in the Bible is because a lot of us were children at the time the scripts were being compiled. So they gave it to us in a way that we would understand as children would. You supposed to use critical thinking to figure it out, study and show thyself approved. You supposed to use critical thinking. You supposed to use your imagination. It's done, it's written almost like a spell so that you have no other choice but to. But these people have infiltrated the scripture to where even that little bit that you would get if you read it like a child, you would still get it, but they didn't told you that it means something else.
And Lance, you don't believe Jesus is the Messiah either, correct?
He absolutely is not. He had his day. He's dead and gone. There's a true Messiah.
I can't believe this guy.
The most high God, the most high God had chose Israel for himself. He has an angel, which is Mikael, the only one that contends for Israel, and none else. Only Mikael, and that is the savior of the Israelites. And there's a man that's coming. He's coming through the line of Judah, but it's not a man that's coming from space down here. It's a man that's already here amongst the Israelites that's living. That a king emerges. But the only savior is constantly said through the scripture. He said, I am the Lord thy God, and there is no other. He said, I am your savior. There is no other savior. Will I give my glory to another? There is no other savior but God Almighty, who is Mikael the archangel, aka the angel of the Lord, aka the captain of God's army, aka the Lord of hosts.
But when you say God, just so they understand, but when you say God, you're not talking about the Most High God. You're just talking about
not El-El-U-An. It's right, not El-El-U-An.
Yeah, you're not talking about El.
No.
You're talking about just angel or
the son.
Yeah, okay.
It says that when El-El-U-An divided the nations, he gave as an inheritance. He divided the nations according to the numbers of the sons of God. But Yahweh portion is his people. Jacob is his lot, which lets you know Yahweh is one of the sons. Yahweh is one of the sons. Yahweh just means Lord, bro. Don't think of it as the name of God. Because even El-El-U-An, which means the Most High, is not the name of the Most High. It's a description that he is the Most High God. So all of these Hebrew names are actually descriptive names. But the Almighty God is the God of Israel, and he is Mikael. You find that later on. Because his name means who is like God, who is like El. So you find that that's something that you got to study. And the whole New Testament is false, flat out.
The New Testament is false. Yeah, you lost me.
Yeah, I know.
You lost me.
Okay.
I'm lost too, bro.
All right.
Real quick, do you believe Jesus is black, by the way?
Jesus, the man, is a black man, but there's no Jesus, divine one as God. There's no divine Jesus. There's a man like Martin Luther King that lived in Egypt that learned the real ways of the Israelites because the law was there. And when he went back to Jerusalem, he seen that it was some foreigners there teaching the false doctrine, saying that it was the true doctrine. And he came up and rose up against them because he learned the true law. But other than him dying and coming back, that's not scriptural. That's pagan.
So what was the Old Testament talking about by him dying and taking over?
It never said nothing about him dying. It said nothing about Jesus dying.
Trevor,
The
can
Old
you
Testament?
please put that documentary, guys, in the chat, so that we can have a discussion on that. Because, like I said, I need documentary.
Yeah, it is.
It's 2 hours long, but it's definitely something everybody needs to see. So
yeah, that's pretty old. A lot of that's been debunked, like the sons of God, saying the sons of God in Egypt, the son of God in India. A lot of that's been bunked. Zeitgeist movie is pretty old, but it's plenty more information that you can read on that actually tells you about us being Israelites and how the cataclysmic events are being hidden, and they're preparing for it. That's why they have the stuff that they're going inside of mountains and stuff like that, going in the ground, that already was prepared.
I have a question.
I mean, the Constitution is old, but it's still a law. I don't know if old is the definition of debunked, but I think we just, like I said, I love the conversation, but it's just, for me right now, it's just all.
Here's a question that
somebody got something playing in the back.
I have a question. And again, this is definitely probably fuck it. Let me just ask the question. What is the goal or the purpose of the conversation around where we are considered Israelites? I'm trying to understand what is the objective.
Okay, so I'm gonna tell you a parable story right quick. It's a true story that's written in the book of Esdras. Would you mind listening? I'm sorry.
I'm listening.
Okay, so after Alexander the Great died, he was the known king of all of the nations in his day. He was like a Nebuchadnezzar. He held all of the major kingdoms under his thumb. So at his deathbed, he gave his countries to his four best friends, one being Antiochus and another being Ptolemy. So as time went on, the kings put crowns upon their head, and they wasn't kings; they was just regular niggas. They just was best friends of Alexander the Great. So, but they put crowns on their head, and their sons put crowns upon their head, and their sons. So all the way down to around about the third, Antiochus didn't have the same reverence for Ptolemy as their fathers had for each other. So he like, I'm going to take Egypt from Ptolemy the third. Ptolemy fled. So, you got to cross Egypt. You got to cross Israel to go into Egypt. On his way back, he went to Israel. And it's customary for two kings to meet, discuss the terms of battle. And after waiting for a long period, no one came down. So he said, where are these people that have not come down to meet their king? So one of the generals spoke up. He said, my lord, I beseech thee. The people who stay up in the mountain belongs to a God. And if we go up there messing with them and their God doesn't find fault with them, they will destroy us. Oh, they like, you punk. They sought to throw him over a cliff, but he said, but wait, if we do go up there and their God does find fault with them, we will rule over them. And the parable is the only way that the Israelites can be ruled over is if our God find fault with us. So once we all learn that we are the children of God and we all collectively decide to keep his law, then we will no longer be ruled over as a people. And it won't be just some of us living that life. It won't be just some of us making 100,000 a year, driving nice cars, living in nice houses. It'll be all of us living as priests and kings as we should, because only some of us keeping the law. But when we convince everybody who we are, let them know who we are, and we all start keeping that law, then we all live as kings and rule over the world as we should. That's why we do this.
Yeah, I got to agree with that.
But
Okay,
why is it all tied to wealth?
Thank you, because that's where I was like. So basically, what I'm hearing is the idea that we need to identify us and recognize that we are considered Israelites, who are the true wealthy individuals of this planet.
No, the true progenitors, meaning the planet belongs to you. Its resources, its animals, and all the people belong to you.
Okay, understandable. But how ooh, I almost cursed. How does that change the fact that the nigga down the street is poor right now? And
Because
the white man who controls all the wealth wants him to remain poor right now.
That's because the nigga down the street and the niggas next door to him and all the rest of them around him don't know who they are. Because if they did, they would walk in authority and it won't be no poor niggas on the street.
But how does that shift the wealth dynamic from the white man that controls it now to them?
Because God said so, bruh. God said it's going to happen. It's written in the scriptures.
It don't even matter about that. What happens is that once we cry out to the Most High, then Mikael stands up and all the enemies fall before us and we always get the booty. Pause.
Y'all laughing, but it's true. I don't agree with everything he say, but that's true.
Did he say get the booty?
Hold on.
Get the booty. Yeah, the booty. The booty means the
booty
bounty.
as in treasure, as in wealth.
If you want some of this,
I'm just highlighting it.
You meant booty as in treasure, as in wealth.
Yeah, St. Louis, if you want some of this, man, hop on.
Okay.
Well, I'm about to close out in a little. I'm about to close out, but
okay,
St. Louis.
That's a real question, though.
But it's a collective. It has to be collective. We can't do it. Yeah, you're going to find some successful brothers that's living their life that actually keep the laws of the Most High. You're gonna find some that don't. That's totally giving on.
Okay, so
but if we all collectively do it,
Okay, so here's another question. And again, this is just this is me trying to keep an open mind and processing. So hearing what you just said right now, how then do you reconcile someone who may or may not consider themselves as, who does not consider themselves as an Israelite, but is living a wealthy enough life right now?
That don't have nothing to do with the kingdom of Israel, brother.
So what does that have to do with?
They don't.
You just lucky for now, but you're gonna have a demise coming soon.
We talking about the next. So it's hard to understand this, and I only can show you from the things that I've read in about 7 different books over history. There's cataclysmic events that occur in the earth, and we're at the doorstep of one, and they're preparing for it. Whoever emerges, the survivors are the ones that emerge and inherit the earth every single time. It is for us to know who we are when the time comes, as the powers changed hand. When that time comes, it's best that you teach your children who they are. It's
Got
best
it.
It's supposed to go generation to generation to generation, showing and knowing who we are. But this generation, I mean, that's why we go so hard, because our parents didn't tell us who we was, and prior to them, they had to keep a secret of who they were. They had to anglicize their names. So where a girl name is Hakisha, it's spelled Harkisha, where it really meant the woman in the Hebrew. You feel what I'm saying? We anglicized our names to hide our identity because they were out to kill us. Keeping that book, keeping that law. We cut our beards off our face to hide our identity.
I thank you for that. That was very insightful for me to learn. Thank you.
All right. All right. So y'all, all right. So this is what we're gonna do.
I had a question, man.
Go ahead, Kev. Get your question in.
I just want to know what his foundation is, since he doesn't believe in the Old Testament or the New Testament.
No, Lance believes in the Old, right, Lance?
Yeah, I believe in it. I have no doubt the Old Testament is but it's written for childlike people. It ain't written for the truth is there, but it's hidden. So, but okay, yeah, I totally believe in the Old Testament. I totally believe in the Old Testament.
Gotcha. Okay, you can do your thing.
Oh, damn. Now Venkat asking for the link. What's going on? All right. So this is what we're gonna do. I see Venkat coming up. I don't know if you want to say anything, but I don't know. Well, he's coming up, so I don't know. I don't know if you want to ask one of you guys a question, but so this is what we're gonna do. Because this is Man Talk Monday, so you guys know it goes down like this. We never stick to one topic. I mean, it is what it is. We try, but it never goes down that way. When I invited Jansen and the Lance over here, I know that this is probably going to happen, but people seem to be very interested in this type of stuff. So what I'm willing to do, I already told Jansen, he already got his own, he got his own spot where we're going to do his our black people curse according to the Bible. But Lance, man, whenever you free and you see me over here, man, you want to rock out, man, because like I say, I've been listening to you for about a year, so I kind of know what you're about. So you ever want to just go on and drop some of that stuff on us, man, just feel free.
Trevor, I appreciate that, bro. I appreciate you.
Yeah,
brother.
yeah.
And you got a pretty classy panel. No, really, people keep their hold their decorum. They might be upset, but they still hold their decorum, and I can appreciate that.
Yeah, ain't nobody gonna cuss you out over here. I don't allow that. I don't allow that. So even though they, like you say, even though they may not agree, because I'm pretty sure probably they don't, but they'll go back and forth with you respectfully, because now Dr. Mia want to go at you. So so
hey, Trevor, you gotta text me, man, because I don't sometimes look at my email. Text me.
Every Monday at 6, man. Every Monday.
Man, I ain't thinking about your show 8 Monday at 6. I'm trying to watch Netflix, man. You better text me. I'm gonna forget the day that that we have the show. I'm like, oh shoot, I can have a show today.
You should make a Facebook group.
Now I do have a come on, man. That's how I know y'all don't be listening. I do have a Facebook group, the Straight Talk Society on Facebook. These shows actually stream over there while they're streaming here. So you got Facebook's, I mean, you got the Straight Talk Society on Facebook. Venkat, you wanted to address any one of these guys up here?
Well, yeah, I ain't got much time because I got a piece of chicken waiting for me. But I just got off work. I just got off work. But what's troubling to me is all this Bible talk, and like if we would put our minds into politics, into economics, into all these things that are causing rich versus poor, the income inequality, all those things that have nothing to do with a Bible thumping. And we could get more involved in these things and figure out how to deal with all these systemic issues, redlining, stopping blacks from being able to purchase certain homes and whatnot. There's real world reasons why we put a lot of focus on things. We can't even get January 6th, 2021, the information all correct there. We can't even get what happened yesterday correct in this society. And we're talking about times from thousands of years ago. And at the end of the day, we got to be focused on what the hell is going on. It's racism is used as a tool for division and all this other stuff. They put a lot of things on your mind to get you off of the real issue of the day. And the real issue of the day is rich people making the average person work harder, get less, and that's it. The focus I wish and the energy I wish was poured into those kind of, topics and thinking. But I'm not deep in the Bible anymore. But there's a place for that. But the real issue of the day are those things I talked about.
Yep, and the Bible got a lot to do with its relevant for today. And what you talking about, it ain't gonna happen, bro. It's gonna stay the same way.
Well, you're talking about wishing and hoping and praying
Oh,
and all
yeah,
this
you
other
wishing,
stuff.
hoping.
What I'm
Yeah.
talking about is getting together, figuring out and strategizing, plotting, making moves, making actions, starting to understand the difference in politics, like what it means, what it doesn't mean.
They've
There's
been
like
doing it for
stuff
100
in
years
our
now.
face.
They've been doing it for 100 years now. It ain't gonna. Who gonna do it? It's not going nowhere.
Politics is
So
dead.
So politics.
We have
It's
no
dead.
movement in politics. But let me
It's
ask you
over.
this, brother.
It's done.
See that's what
If-
they want. That's
Hold
what
on,
they
brother, let
want
me
is
ask you
that.
And they got it. They got it.
If
Well,
you
because you
if I
threw
say
up the white flag
Hold on,
immediately.
one
That's
at
You
a time.
threw up the
One at a
white
time. One at a time. One at a time.
We don't have a
You-
flag. It's buried. Go ahead, Lance.
let me ask you this, brother.
That's deeply troubling to me that people will give up that quickly.
First of all, politics and democracy and all that, this is their game. This is the reason we lost our land, because we agreed to play the game of democracy. We agreed to play this game. But let me ask you this, brother. If you was given a suit and the person that gave you the suit proved and showed you that no matter where you was shot at on your body inside, as long as you got this suit on, you wouldn't be harmed. If I pull a gun and point it at you, would you run away from me while you got that suit on, or would you stand guard?
Well, I'd have to test out the suit to make sure it works. What if it don't work?
You know it works. I'm asking you a question. If you knew that the suit would
But
stop
we
a
don't
bullet,
know it works.
would you run from me or would you stand guard?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, even Superman was flinching when he was falling, and he had his suit on. I don't know. I don't really see. I'm just talking about
Okay, my
what
second question
stuff
is
we
this.
can. Huh?
That's cool. Just hold on to that. My second question is this: what comes first, the seed or the plant?
It has to be the seed.
It's neither, because the seed comes from something that you can't see, and so does the plant. That my point is that when it comes down to these type of issues, you have to go to the place where you can't see the issue and attack the issue. Racism isn't the issue. Systemic racism isn't the issue. It's something.
It damn sure is. It damn sure is a problem.
It's us. It's us
No, sir.
and not knowing who we are. That's the
No,
reason.
that has nothing to do
Because
with
if we
not
knew
knowing
that
who
we
we
were
are.
children of God, then we wouldn't run from a stray bullet. We wouldn't run from them holding politics out over our head. We wouldn't run from them telling us that they can't, because we'll come together. If you got $1 million, then I got $1 million. But we don't think like that because we all trying to get out of the hole. See, but the Israelites, the true Israelites, it was no rich and it was no poor. They all gave according to what was needed. And if you a woman with 4 kids, then all was given to you, all that you needed for 4 kids. If I only got 2, I'm not going to complain that she's getting more because she has 4 kids and I only got 2. So all our problems come from there's a root where our problems come from, and it's a lack of identity. It's a lack of respect. It's a lack of understanding where we supposed to be in society. If the police just walk up into your house and get to kicking your stuff over, you just gonna let them because you think that's what he's supposed to do because you lack understanding, and that's what's going on with us in society. We lack the understanding. We don't know who we are, and we don't know what they can do to us. They can't do all the things that they are purporting. We're actually submitting to a lot and allowing them to come in our communities and do all of the things that they're doing. A year.
So remember, Trevor, I said I'm the person that believe that science and creationism coexist, and I know that's going to rub a lot of people wrong a lot of ways. It is because that when we believe that and we understand that, because we talked about the earth ending, because I did a research paper actually on this, and where we've had 5 major extinctions, right? 5 major extinctions. So the first one was 440 million years ago. The second one was 365 million years ago. The third one was 200 million years ago. The one that we're most familiar with was the Jurassic one, where the dinosaurs were extinct, which was 210 million years ago. And then we had one that was 65 million years ago. So if we're following the science, the 6th one will be that of human consumption, and the human species will be the cause of our extinction. So this is the part where the science informs, because there's the part where, yeah, there's truth to what is written in the Bible, but there's also the science of it, because we are on this track for extinction because the earth is informing that, and because that's just where we are. And so there's all of these theories around why this is happening, but if we already track what has already happened, it's kind of like, follow the trajectory. So some of the stuff I agree with, some of it I don't, but I think I'm looking forward to the conversation and we can figure out what's what.
All right. So because my daughter already came in here, so I really got to shut the show down. Plus, like I say, I got a debate tomorrow night, so I need to save what voice I got left. So Lance, the invitation is always open, man. Whenever you see me hit this live button, except for Wednesday, because we do the wrestling thing on Wednesday. Yeah, I know you probably don't deal with that, but any other time you hit this live button, you're free to come on over.
Hey, I appreciate you, brother. Thanks a lot. Good meeting everybody now, y'all.
All right, no doubt. Who we got? Hey, Kevin, go and give us your closeout real quick.
Me or he, Kevin?
Regular Kevin, my Kevin, because you a co-host over here, so
Roger.
Kevin, you there? Kevin, unmute yourself. All right, well, Dr. Mia.
Hello. I said my piece. I talked about those 5 major extinction and how we're headed for the 6th one. So some of the things that was talked about may be fact or fiction. So I guess there's only one way to find out, and I look forward to the conversation.
All right, thanks for coming over, Doc. I know you was telling me you was doing something, but thanks for coming over anyway.
You're welcome. Good night, everyone.
Oh no! By the way, hold on. Give the info for that interview you did. I got to watch it tomorrow.
Oh yes. So if you are bored and you don't have anything to do, especially Jensen, him talking about Juneteenth. I did an interview today, and we talked about Juneteenth. We talked about Freedom Day. It is available on YouTube. I don't know how to drop it. When I go to the comments, Trevor, it doesn't let me drop it in the comments. So maybe you can drop it from your side.
You should be able to.
No, when I select comments, it doesn't allow me to post anything. It's only in the private chat I'm allowed to chat with everyone in the studio.
You put it okay. Nene will take care of it.
All right, perfect. So yeah, check me out today. I did an interview about Juneteenth and what it means and healing our community forward and how it is everybody's responsibility to do their work.
Yeah, she just said that she's gonna drop it.
Thanks, Nene.
That again though, thank you for coming over.
Good night.
Good night. Kevin, you there?
Yeah. What's that?
Yeah, go ahead and give. I know I know you love structure, and I know we was all over the place. But go on and get your closeouts.
Oh no, I'm just being trim. This was a very interesting conversation. Thank you for inviting me. I definitely was not prepared for this. So yeah, my brain is kind of scattered right now. So, but it was good to meet everyone and engage in dialogue. So look forward to doing so in the future.
All right, and y'all can find Kevin. Kevin is a co-host with Dr. Mia on Straight Talk Therapy sessions. So whenever those drop, he'll be over there dropping jewels. All right, peace, Kevin. All right, Kev, go and give us your closeout.
Yes, sir. It was a good show. Appreciate you for inviting me. Also, Jesus is black. Ronald Reagan's the devil. The government's lying about 9/11. In the spirit of mental health, I would say do what Kevin put in his profile pic, which is set boundaries, which means if people are causing you to have mental breakdowns and causing you to feel down on yourself, cut them out. Cut them out, yo. I think it'll help you out. But yeah, appreciate you for letting me on. And yeah, if you guys want to hit me up, you can catch me at Kevin the Maker on Instagram. Okay, yeah. See you next show.
You still looking for a sugar mama?
No, I'm looking for 2 eyes.
All right, Kev. See you next week. Oh, hey, by the way, Monday, we're doing the show, Man Talk Monday next week. We're gonna at least start out this way. Who knows how the hell it'll end? But next week's show is about the talking about Travis. Yeah, that's his name. The Travis Rudolph case. He was free. He was freed last week on murder. So we're going to be discussing that case and everything that led up to it. I got some testimony and stuff like that I'm gonna play during the show just so we can kind of dissect it. So that's what the show's about next week. Wayne should be back next week. Mike had to go, so it's all good. But all right, Kev's, peace.
All right, guys, see you.
Well, Venkat, I've never seen you come up for a religious portion.
Yeah, I was just listening as I was riding home. I just wanted to say a few things there. That's all.
Isn't it funny though? Like, and I don't call myself religious. I call myself more spiritual than anything. But isn't it funny though? Like people that's so indoctrinated that they don't want to hear anything that you said. It always goes back to, we need to just follow the commandments.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's troubling to me, man. Because I think it points to a lot of reasons why we can't get anything done. And we complain about Black people, but then we don't see the organization and the movement that we should see. If you have certain support that are Black issues related, we can get the government to allocate more money to certain causes that would affect us directly. So when you say politics is dead, when you say politics is not a factor, well, you've already lost in a huge way, and it shows why people with that mindset, being many of them, why the struggle continues. And if you look at 1963, like I was saying in the chat, up to now, we like to say things haven't changed. It's changed a hell of a lot. A hell of a lot has changed has been there. We could have had better change if more people were on board. But you don't do the things that need to be done, the squeaky wheel gets the oil. And if you don't do those things, you're going to have setbacks. Why do you think Roe versus Wade happened? That was a dead shut done case since the 70s. And we took our eye off the ball, and look what happened. So black people complaining about lack of progress, it's no use doing anything. You need to learn the issues. You need to get involved in the history of what happened in this time and get away from thousands of years. Not saying, look, I'm a history person. I love history and stuff, but I'm not fighting the time that I live in. History is history. It's done. It can't be changed. It happened what happened. And even then it's questionable because we're getting multiple sides of what allegedly happened. And after years, then we find out corrections. Oh, this didn't happen. This really happened. I ain't got time for that crap. Keep your mind on the situation, which is keeping politicians accountable, and get involved in your local elections, get involved in your state elections, get involved in everything that is around you. Because you can't have kids and you can't have a community and not be active politically. You, at a certain age, you got to realize that there's a price to be paid if you are not aware and not involved and not making decisions that help the situation. So that's all I want to say.
Well, and you guys can hear me and Van Cat arguing every Wednesday night on Wrestling with Reality and exciting news. So we'll go ahead and break it now, because everybody knows that there's a lot of other things that we want to do over here on the channel, but because we're in the final stretch of the debate season, I can't take on any more on my plate. So once the debate season is over, Van Cat and Mike will be starting their own political show. What's the name of the show? What name did you guys decide on? Oh crap, Van Cat left. Oh man, I didn't realize Van Cat fell off. Oh yeah, he just said that he dropped off. Yeah, but Van Cat and Mike will be starting their own political show. I think it's called damn, I don't even want to mess it up, but I think it's called tape fist politics or something to the effect. Our political smackdown, something with a wrestling tone, but that'll be coming up very, very soon, especially with all the news that's going on now, all the Republicans that's putting their bid in for the Republican bid. So like I said, I have a lot of things going on, man, but until I'm crowned champion, like once I'm crowned champion, then it's going to be like, all right, then we could go full speed ahead, because we got the whole summer to do whatever we're going to do. Because what I heard, I think we'll start back season 6. I want to say it's starting back in like September. So I have a couple of months to dibble and dabble in a whole bunch of other stuff. But definitely Mike and Van Cat are going to do their political show, and I'll just be the guy pushing the buttons, because just like, on the NBA shows and stuff like that, that's their baby. Just like on the MMA shows, that's their baby. So they're going to do their thing. I'm just a man in the background. So look forward to that. Peace to everybody that was in the chat tonight, man. We had a lively crowd. I think at one point it was up to like 22. So that's awesome. Pour your heart out this Saturday, June 24th, the real hood of motherhood. Make sure and tune into that. Those Pour Your Heart Out ladies do their thing, so this should be no exception. Peace to the sister that came over tonight, Linda Musica. Peace to Angel. Peace to E. Lewis. Peace to Van Cat for coming on. Peace to Lance. Peace to Adrian Cutler. Peace to St. Louis for coming by. Peace to Kev. Peace to my cousin Kevin. Peace to co-host Mike. Peace to Dr. Mia. Ricardo. Am I missing anybody? Hey, it was a lot of y'all in here tonight, man. I appreciate that, man. Like I say, we're a small channel and we're just trying to give you good content. You know what I mean? So, and here's the thing. This is what I did want to say too. Mike is saying tape fist politics. So it's sticking to the wrestling theme. And that's going to start real soon. That's going to start really, really soon. And when I say real soon, I mean it may start like next week. Who knows? It may start really, really soon. So they're gonna do their thing. We just gotta get the date settled. So as I see Lance is giving me the peace sign. You guys got to understand one thing. When I say that this, because Lance even said it, this panel is different from other panels that he's been on. You don't have people cursing you out. You can get your point out. Even though people disagree with you, they'll disagree respectfully. That's what this channel is about. I keep saying that. This channel is we're trying to build a society over here so everybody can get their stuff out, long as you keep it respectful. You see how Venkat came up and said what he had to say. That's what this is about, for healthy dialogue. That's the only way we're going to get anywhere, is communication. I feel the number one issue in our problem is number one issue in our community, especially between black men and black women, is there is a communication issue. We do not know how to talk to one another. So we're trying to, Nene and myself, we're trying to foster a community over here where we can come over and get our stuff off. Everybody doesn't agree with Jansen, but here's the issue: when Jansen comes over and he throws in his little things, it opens up the conversations. I've never heard my cousin Kevin ask that many questions about biblical stuff. Everything that Lance was saying, Lance made Venkat not eat his chicken. And you know, black people love our chicken, to come up on the panel and question him. That's why. So when people ask me, oh man, how come you got the Bible thumpers over there? That's why, because I don't see them as Bible thumpers. I see them as my brothers that have a point of view and a perspective on something. And it's time out for that. You stand on your side, you stand on your side. It's time for us to tear down that imaginary wall and come together and build and learn from one another. And that's what we're doing over here. So with all that being said, peace to everybody over on Facebook at the Straight Talk Society. Tomorrow night, 8 o'clock, SVDL, Solar Vision Debate League, is me, Mr. Straight Talk, because he's not getting Trevor. He's getting Mr. Straight Talk against Investing Out the Blue. Is black male culture the demise of the black community? That's the debate topic. And just like I told him, I got a whole society behind me. So we're coming and we're going to leave everything on the table. So with all that being said, I leave you with these words. Always seek out the truth for yourself, because if not, you'll fall victim to other people's interpretations of them. And with that, see you tomorrow. Hopefully I walk away with a W. Peace.
Why are you so aggressive, black man? I'm like, it's a no-win.
Always aggressive black man.
What's up, man?
Wayne.
Mike.
Oh, okay. Hey man, cut the sexiness out, man. Ain't no women on the panel. Man, we on here talking all sexy.
He just goes on. He just went off on you like that, just for no reason.
Yeah, man.